easy. Share a name and they'll handle the rest. Visit MountPleasantWindow.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text SCHOOL to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text SCHOOL to 323232 right now. Text SCHOOL to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's SCHOOL to 323232. Text SCHOOL to 323232 now.
Celebrate 20 years of unforgettable golf experiences at Moon Golf Club. They're under new management, rolling out exciting updates for you. Swing by the newly renovated Pro Shop where you'll find the latest in apparel, top-of-the-line equipment to elevate your game. Don't miss Moon Golf Club's freshly updated 19th hole featuring a mouth-watering new menu, perfect to end your round. Mark your calendars for July when they host the inaugural major at Moon Golf Club, a thrilling 3-day tournament you'll want to be a part of. Celebrate 20 years of golf, great food, and great times at Moon Golf Club.
Add some star-spangled style to your summer with Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale. Going on now. Shop Hot Buys for every room in your home. Now just $6.99. Plus, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide. And don't miss upgrading your patio. Save up to 20% on select outdoor furniture. Or feel the freedom to buy now and pay over time with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Right now, get a free select tool when you buy the Craftsman V20 2-pack battery kit. Whether it's the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the project done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tools shouldn't be. Shop Craftsman at Lowe's today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
All right, Joel Nelson for Fan Headlines. Pirates have Game 2 against their series against the Phillies this afternoon at 4:05 from PNC Park, and it's right here on the Fan with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show with Dan Zangrilli beginning at 3:10. Andrew Heaney up against Ranger Suarez. For more, get to 937thefan.com. Right now, it's hour number 2 of the Bob Pompiani Show.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. It's time for the Bob Pompiani Show, an in-depth look at local sports with KDKA TV's own Bob Pompiani. Presented by Number One Cockroach, Shederovich and Fishman, PNC Bank. See how PNC Bank can make a difference for you. The Bob Pompiani Show on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
It's hour number 2 of the program here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Again, a reminder to you, tonight at 7 o'clock, KDKA TV. Rich Walsh and I will break down the Oakmont Championship. We call it the Championship at Oakmont. At 7 on KDKA, we take a look at the previous 9 championships, the history involved, the stories that came from those. Also, we'll take you inside the historic locker rooms, and we'll take a look at the keyholes, which will likely determine the outcome of this tremendous championship. Oakmont is an anchor site. So that means they're going to be here every 9 or 10 years with this, plus a number of other events that go on, including some U.S. Women Open Championships. So that'll get you set for what lies ahead. 412-928-9370. Joel Nelson is in the house. He'll be taking your calls. He'll provide the updates for you at 412-928-9370. Call, air your opinions. Fans Weather brought to you by Southhills Kia in Peters Township. Visit them at southhillskia.net. And the Fan Text Line is brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless they get money for you. We've been talking a lot about the Steelers, of course, the Pirates, U.S. Open. I'd love to get your take. Give me a number, who you like to win, and what the score will be. But I also want to get back to that hockey, too. It was some unbelievable. I think if you've never watched hockey and you weren't a fan or a lukewarm fan, if you watch the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup Finals, you come away thinking, I love that sport. It's played at a huge level, high level. Some great goaltending, yet a lot of scoring, a lot of chances. Last night, 5-4. Brad Marchand, what a pickup he and Seth Jones have been for the Florida Panthers here. They win that in double overtime, and they needed it after they lost game 1 on a Leon Draisaitl overtime game. So now it goes to Sunrise. We'll see what happens with the Oilers on the road, but I still like the Oilers to win this. even though the Panthers are tournament-tested tough. 412-928-9370. Let's get back to it, Jolie, beginning with Ron in Penn Township, who joins us here on The Fan. What's up, Ron?
Hey, Bob. Hey, first of all, great job by all you guys doing the fire thing. I stopped out and donated.
Thank you, Ron. We appreciate
in person.
That. Well, that's a treat just in and of itself, meeting Joe.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can play basketball,
maybe.
too. He can play.
Hey, but former caddy here at Oakmont. I caddied there for about 5 years, probably played it about 100 times.
Wow.
Usually like on a Monday where Monday parties, when they ended, you got to go play wherever. You just jumped on a hole and kept going. Best score, though, ever, 84. Glad to hear you shot the same thing.
Yeah, also 99, though, Ron. So, I mean, it can go both ways on you out there really quickly.
Yeah, well, that's why I said best score. Hit Bob Ford's house on 18, took an 8. Took an 8 on that day.
It's no longer his house now. They've changed that, but yeah, he used to have it right there on the 18th near the green.
He used to have a big white giant husky. Needless to say, I did not go retrieve that ball. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I don't know what they're going to do about the rough. With all this rain, it's so nasty. I used to tell people when we caddied there, how do you want to play? You want to play, have fun, or do you want to play your own ball? If they said have fun, we would caddy and flip it out.
Yeah.
So they enjoyed themselves. If they played their own ball, I'd be waiting for them to hand them a pitching wedge or something to hit it out of the trenches, and they would say, "No, give me the 5-wood." They would bury it deeper in and say, "I probably should have listened to you." So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be over par. Probably Scheffler because he's playing the most consistent. But who knows, man? I mean, if you hit it in there, you can have a big number really quick.
Oh, there's no question about that. It can change. We've seen some big scores. And like I said, the last time they were there in 2016, Shane Lowry shot 6 over on the final day. If he just shoots even par, he wins, you know. But that's what it can do. It can jump at you and get you and some of these scores. But you as a caddy would know how that works. And the greens are going to be 15 on the stimp meter, which, by the way, was invented at Oakmont. We'll have that tonight on our special. We'll reveal some history there. But I do think whoever's the straightest hitter. I'm trying to look over. Do you have a clue, Ron, on straightest hitters, people you like who are in that category? Distance doesn't matter to me necessarily. They all hit it far enough. DeChambeau, if he's straight, he can win it again, I think.
He's too wild. I mean, I think he's going to get into some serious trouble. I mean, he just tries to pound it. He's great, and I would love to see him win it, but it's just it's up in the air. I mean, you got to keep it out of that stuff, and if you don't keep it out of that, you're in trouble. At any moment you can blow up.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to like an over par score. I love to see it. My daughter's actually working it, and she got to meet Bones at the amateur. He actually spent 20 minutes with her walking around the course.
Wow.
It was great.
He's a wonderful guy. I know that, and he does a good job now on television too.
Super down to earth. But hey, man, great talking to you. I just wanted to lend a little insight. It's going to be fun to watch.
All right, Ron, that's from a caddy's perspective. Thanks, and I'm sure you're going to be pulling for Matt Vogt, who is a former caddy there, and he's going to be in the field. That's got to be a dream come true for him. Greg in Youngstown, you're up now in the batter's box. What's up, Greg?
Hey, Bob. I want to talk about Rogers for a second, and I want to talk about your station for a second, too. It's not you. I haven't heard the most negative viewpoints on getting a player in my life from everybody on your station except for maybe a few people, if that's it. What do they want? I mean, this is our best chance to do anything this year. We pick up a receiver. We have Rogers. I think we're going to go far. I mean, you're not guaranteed to be here next year. I want to win this year. And if the people on your station don't get it, which I just think they just want to say stuff to say stuff, but Aaron Rodgers had a good year last year with a dysfunctional organization, the Jets. And if these guys don't like the Steelers, go work somewhere else. Because Cleveland, I'm telling you this, if you listen to Cleveland, they don't attack the players like they do in Pittsburgh. They just don't.
Well, I think there's a pro and a con to having him. And as I said, I think there is potential upside there. So I'm never going to close the door on what I think might be something that they could utilize for at least 1 year to help them. They have gone, as I've said, Greg, 4 different starting quarterbacks the last 4 years. Normally, you can't win like that. You're not going to be able to do it. However, in this case, this is a guy who has a different pedigree. He's a Hall of Famer. He's had 4 of these NFL MVP awards. And yeah, he's 41. So I am concerned about that. I'm concerned about whether or not he can still do it on a 17-game schedule. I think it's a realistic concern. But if they do the things that they're supposed to do up front with him, I do believe his arm hasn't dropped off, in my view. And I watched some of the tape from last year, 26 touchdown passes in the Jets. A lot of those were just strikes. He can still zip it.
I know. I always say enjoy the ride. I mean, this is something exciting for the city, and they're going to make it into a negative. And it's hard to listen to your station when the only thing I hear is like, oh, he's not good, and the Steelers are going to have 8 wins and 9 wins. Why even watch the games then? I mean, they know apparently all your guys over there know everything, because they don't. And I think this team's going to win 11 games this year. I really do.
Wow.
And I think they're going to win a playoff game.
That would be great to see. It's a step in the right direction. Thanks, Greg.
Okay, I'll let you go.
No, I appreciate that. And listen, it's a talk show all throughout the course of the week. People have different opinions, and a lot of them are hot takes. Those are fine. That's what happens. I tend not to go that way. I tend to just look at it for what it is and make, can it fall flat on its face? Absolutely. Can we see Mason Rudolph at some point? Absolutely. But if things go well, they're banking on the fact that he still can do what he's done over the years, and that's generally put the ball on the money when he needs to do it. And again, I keep going back to the middle of the field. I've said this a million times on our post-game shows on KDK with Chris Hoke, that the middle of the field obviously has been ignored a lot. And that's maybe because they don't trust quarterbacks to throw there, because they tend to result in interceptions at times. But if you have that in your favor, boy, what it does to everyone. DK Metcalf going deep, which is why I wanted George Pickens to stay here. I wanted to see him play opposite Metcalf. That would be a freaky 1-2 show. But they chose not to do that. So they know more about him than I do, but his maturity issues are what they are. But the talent is also what it is. I would have liked one more year, bank on his maturity taking a back seat to the fact that he could be hungry for money. And if he's hungry for money, you check that ego and put it in the back seat. We'll see if it happens in Dallas. 412-928-9370. Let's go to Ryan in New Jersey, who wants to talk with us today, as he always does. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, Bob. First, happy Father's Day early. So,
thank you. I appreciate it. And same to you if it applies. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. We got teenagers. So.
Do they have Grandfather's Day? Because I'm fast becoming a big-time grandfather, too.
They probably do. Hallmark rules the world, so I'm sure there's.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question what a money-making thing that is.
Yeah. So, real quick, first off, Coco Gauff got the French there. I was shocked. I thought
after that first set, absolutely.
Put a lot into that first set where they had like 8 deuces at 5-5 or whatever, and then that's the one that Americans are hard. They can't get is the Roland Garros.
And here's the thing about that. When you took a look at that, Sabalenka, when she and Gauff play, and they've played before 6 different times, she did. But normally, if you win a first set tiebreaker like that, you're going to win the match.
Way in your favor.
But give it up for Coco Gauff, the French Open champion. That's awesome.
I know tennis isn't a huge hotbed sport, but just look at what's going on. These last 3 finals games, these last 3 nights in a row have been amazing. The best action you're going to see in NBA and NHL finals, really, honestly.
I think it's been the best I've seen in 5 years at least.
Oh, definitely. Just amazing. But the talent in tennis, this is really the golden age of tennis has been going on for like 50 years. They had the big 3, they had the Williams sisters. They've rolled over. There's so much talent. Alcatraz is hitting 114-mile-an-hour ground strokes, which is just insane. That match tomorrow, they're just going to thunder away to show. So it's a great sport to watch. It's really fun.
And the appreciation level is intense. If you admire athletes, you watch them play for 5 hours when they do.
Supreme athletes like hockey players. I think they're just supreme athletes. But anyway, so here's what I don't get, and I understand this is sports talk. So, and I'm talking about Filipponi before we get too far here. I thought the girl that called earlier was Joe, by the way.
So did I at first, but then it didn't register to me, Robin and wherever she was.
Joe. Anyway, it seemed like a plant. But the thing I don't get about the Rodgers deal, this reminds me. So I'm going to be 49. So coming up. So the first 27 years of my Steelers fandom was talking about Super Bowls and one for the thumb. So, but what happened in those 27 years, basically? Once I was 5, 6 years old and was cognizant of football. They didn't win anything. That was the drought years, the Noel Cowher, drought years. So I think the fans are expecting them to compete for Super Bowls every year. They're not. They're not a competitor this year. I don't get the whole Filipponi going nuts about Rodgers. Who cares? It's more interesting than Mason. Let's be fair. If they can keep him clean, he can at least – this team has not had a guy that could throw the middle out or the deep post since like 2017 or 18. I mean, it's been that long. They can't throw the ball in the middle of the field that a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes or these guys that win can. So if Rodgers, if that line holds together, and I know they got huge question marks, if you can keep him upright, he's smart enough to read a defense, which we've had questionable history with recently. Let it, like, who cares? Just it's a season. Like, you're going to waste the fall everywhere. Everyone's going to hope for the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen. Just let him sling. I don't get why. I mean, what's the downside at this point?
That's what I say. It's a low-risk move at this point. It's 1 year, whatever the number is. It's probably $20 million.
Yeah, he didn't ask for $35 million either. Oh, the one thing I would like for them to do, and I'm sure he got off the plane with his list of preferences, I really think they got to go make a trade for a receiver. I mean, in an ideal world, I'd love for them to overpay and get Terry McLaurin from Washington, but they got to get, I think they need another receiver. This is not going to work. They're not going to ground and pound. Let the guy throw the ball, and if he craps out, oh well. You've wasted the fall. You're going to hire a draft pick, which they never want to do. And I don't think that's Tomlin. I think that's Art. I think Art likes the 9 and 8 way more than Tomlin.
No, first of all, I don't think Art wants 9 and 8 every year. I can tell you he doesn't.
He doesn't want it, but he's okay with it.
I don't know that he's okay with it. He wants to win, and they're trying. This is another example. I think Metcalf and Rodgers being brought here tells you what they want to do.
Yeah,
whether or not they do it, I don't. It always depends.
They don't have enough though. I was going to call him Jesse James. Freiermuth is not a number 2. Somebody was saying like, "Oh, he could be your number 2." He's a tight end who's hurt, dinged up all the time. They need a number 2, and it's not going to be 4'11" Calvin Austin.
I agree with that. They got to figure that out. Which is why I don't know how you said on the Pickens thing. I wanted George to be here. I did. I didn't care about all that other stuff.
I think they lost control of him, and they knew it. And that's
but don't you think somebody like that should then realize? You don't think so? You think he's willing to sacrifice a big contract?
He's for the money? No.
We'll see. How about if he does?
They're built differently. Oh, now he's in Dallas. You want to talk about a bigger circus than the Tomlin circus? I mean, come on.
All right.
Dallas.
We'll see.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate the call. And yeah, it's been an emotional French Open final here with Arina Sabalenka now receiving the runner-up trophy because she lost to Coco Gauff, the American, who was down 1-0, came back storming back to really dominate the rest of the way. Anyway, back to the lines. We got Sean in Imperial. Hello, Sean. What's going on?
Hey, Bob. I appreciate you taking my call. Just 2 quick things for you here. I called in last weekend, and it was during the Pacers-Knicks series, and we were kind of just foreshadowing of the hero, T.J. McConnell, in the NBA Finals. So it's just very cool to see that, full circle. And if you look at the spread tonight, it's Pacers plus 11. I think that's a big spread, and I like the Pacers to cover. What do you think?
Plus 11, you said?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy, I mean, I like the Pacers showed me a lot. And by the way, I'm not much of a live bettor, but the other day I did when they were down by 15. I've seen them throughout these courses of play. They come back. And the fact that they had 19 turnovers in the first half was what like most I've ever seen in a finals. They overcame that to win. That was remarkable. So I guess so. Yeah, we'll see. That's an interesting series as well. And I'd love to see T.J. McConnell get a championship. I think that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, I'll be tuned in. But that's not what I wanted to bring up. Kind of listening to the last caller. I'm extremely excited about Aaron Rodgers, and I think there's a lot to be fired up about and optimistic about. And I think the biggest thing is, coming off the Achilles injury, you got to give him a little bit of grace on that first year, and especially with a franchise like the Jets, where kind of typically if things could go wrong with the Jets, it does. So I give him a little bit of grace, and I just keep going back to the Brett Favre transition from the Jets to the Vikings. That's what I keep envisioning and I keep seeing, and I'm thinking 12-5 here, Bob.
Oh boy, that's the most optimistic viewpoint I've heard here, but that's good. You never know how it's going to go. They do have holes they need to fill, and I still concern them. We don't talk enough about defense and what they have to do to get better because they do need to get better. They're hoping that Harmer can be an asset to them right off the bat to complement Cam Hayward. They need some of those other guys around there to step up their play. They also need cornerback depth, which I still don't think they have enough of. Darius Slay's older. He's not coming off one of his better seasons. They took a chance on him. They have some problems defensively. They couldn't shut down good running teams. We don't talk about that enough. It was as big a problem as anything else, I thought.
Yeah, you mentioned the cornerbacks. I think the player that comes to mind that's going to move the needle the most is Joey Porter Jr. I thought the guy is uber talented. The potential is through the roof. But you see last year he got really handsy and he was highly penalized. I'm looking to him to see which way this defense kind of goes. I think he's the focal point.
All right, man. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Sean and Imperial. We got to take a break here. We have Terry in the car, Bob, Jim, Ken. Plenty more calls to go. We'll take a break. It is a Saturday, and now the sun is shining a little bit, Jolie. You came into the building, and the sun is shining. They're going to call you Sunshine from now on because of it. We need more of it, certainly. 412-928-9370 is the number to call. I'm Bob Pompiani, back with more until 1 o'clock when Jason Mackey takes over right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
4:05 today, Pirates take on the Phillies for Game 2 of their series, and it's right here on The Fan with our coverage beginning at 3:10, presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. For more, get to 937thefan.com. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, is the best place to find all your favorite player props as we enter the conference finals here in hockey and basketball. You can make the smarter play with new performance trends. You want to see if a guy's hitting that over consistently, maybe flirting with a potential triple-double? Get the latest stats right inside the app and see who's heating up. Once the game starts, that's when things get interesting. You can combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. So if you don't already have FanDuel, it's not too late to get in on the action. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/Starkey, STARKEY, to join today. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Professional soccer is back at Highmark Stadium in Station Square Saturday, June 7th, when the Riverhounds host Detroit City FC. The first 750 fans receive a limited edition stadium coaster. Halftime performance from Bucket Ruckus. Tickets start at $22 at riverhounds.com/tickets.
This is certified elder law attorney Julian Gray, and I've been helping Pittsburghers for 30 years navigating the legal issues surrounding aging. Get ready for your retirement years and what lies ahead with a no-obligation consultation. Visit grayelderlaw.com.
The sun is out and you're ready. You got your sprinkler going, your mister with the little fan, and your cooler. All you need is something good and refreshing to pour over ice. Like a spritz with Aperol, Aperitivo, and Mio Netto Prosecco Brut from Fine Wine and Good Spirits. Mix with sunshine, add soda water, a slice of orange, and you're good. The drink is good. The weather, good. June is good. Start summer off right at Fine Wine and Good Spirits. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for Weather Seal Home Services. Big news. Weather Seal is introducing their affordable roofing replacement program. This month, upgrade your old, worn-out roof to the unlimited roof with gutters included. Plus, get the project started with 24 months of no payments or interest. That's 2 years of no payments or interest. This affordable roofing replacement offer will save you thousands and get you the roof your home deserves. Weather Seal, a 4.8 rating on Google and has an A+ accredited rating with the BBB. Call 855-351-SEAL or go to weathersealhomeservices.com.
Dan Zangrilli, a proud member of Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union here. I want to let you know about their credit card, which is perfect with all of the summer expenses that you might have creeping up. Vacations, parties, weddings, whatever life throws your way. With the Allegiant Visa credit card, you get 2% cash back on every swipe. 5 different cards to choose from. Full terms at AllegiantFCU.org. Or just visit one of their 7 locations in our region, including their newest on Cochran Road in Scott Township. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
I'm Bob Burke,
founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
A trial is 99% preparation, and nobody prepares better than us. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Geist.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Mulsey here for my guys at Rookline Golf. If you ask me, any golf brand worth their salt needs shorts that go a few speeds. Rookline's got 3. The Malta short is a workhorse, perfect for the regular Saturday game. The Hudson pull-on short is great for range sessions and after-work 9s. And the Campo mesh lounge short is perfect for kicking back after the round. Fabric and feel come first at Rookline. Use the code CHRIS25 and find out for yourself. Rookline, we know because we play.
Are you passionate about youth hockey but facing financial barriers? The Assisted Goals Foundation helps to provide funds for those who need it. We believe that every player deserves a shot at their dreams, regardless of financial circumstances. Scholarship applications are now open through the Assisted Goals Foundation. Don't let costs keep your child from hitting the ice. Visit our website, assistedgoals.org, to learn more and apply today. Together, we can break down the barriers and keep the love of hockey alive. Not in need, but love the sport and want to pay it forward? You can also donate online at assistedgoals.org today.
Serving my country required sacrifice that changed my life forever. I remember the day I came home. Because of my injuries, this house wasn't right for me anymore. I remember the narrow doorways, the small bathrooms, the shelves out of reach when in my wheelchair. Every day was full of obstacles. I felt trapped. I remember a better day, the day my family received a specially adapted custom home from Homes for Our Troops. That day changed everything. Now we have a safe and accessible home to enjoy the freedom I fought for. This place, our home, is exactly what we needed to rebuild our lives.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. If it's a Berg sports thing, we got you covered. This is magnificent. This is the Bob Pompiani Show on Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
We are back. Coco Gauff has won the French Open. Really amazing. She lost the first set to Aryna Sabalenka, who was ranked number 1. She was number 2. It was a long, drawn-out, tie-breaking set, and then she came back strongly to win the final two. Had a wonderful post-game speech. Thanked her mother and father who were there. Just a great story there. Man, the athleticism, the amazing abilities that these tennis players show. You'll see more of it tomorrow when Carlos Alcaraz goes for a defense of his championship, and this guy can serve it at 114 miles an hour. All right, it's time for some rapid fire, so I want you guys to get on. I want to make sure I get all of you on at 412-928-9370. Begin with Terry in the car. Terry, your point, and make it quick, please.
Yes, I just wanted to ask you a question, Bob, about Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin. I've heard over the years, and I don't quite understand it, but people always say that Tomlin's the reason the quarterbacks don't go over the middle of the field. And what do they necessarily mean by that? Because, I mean, we've seen offensive coordinators come and go, but, you know, I'd like to understand a little bit better. Do you feel that Mike Tomlin stops these guys from doing that, or is it just the skill set of the quarterbacks we've had
I think it's a combination of things, but I do think when they had younger quarterbacks or people they brought in here from the outside, I go back to Trubisky, to Pickett as a younger guy, to Rudolph when he got in there, to even Justin Fields, and even, I would say so much as Russell Wilson. When you throw over the field, Terry, you have a chance to have the ball banged up in the air. There's a collision. There's an interception. Most of the interceptions, I think, that occur in football are over the middle of the field. I don't know whose design it is to do that, but obviously that seems to be the pattern, which is why I like Rodgers from this point of view, because he's not afraid of doing that. And he has the accuracy and the zip on the ball that he could utilize the middle of the field. So I would think they're going to defer to that ability that he has, even at age 41.
I hope so, because I would like to think that they could trust Aaron Rodgers better than what they can for, any of these past quarterbacks, that they've had since then. Because you're leaving a part of the game out, and I think that's what's hurting us from moving further into a playoff win and potentially further on.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Terry. Thank you. I've been talking about it for 2 years, just ignoring the middle of the field. Appreciate the call. I will also tell you that you need people to be successful over the middle of the field, who could run routes to get open in the middle of the field. And I think sometimes they don't have enough people to do that, those kind of slot guys. I think Austin is making a move up toward that. The other more interesting thing will be how much does Aaron Rodgers want his take on this offensive playbook. He has to deal with a new offensive coordinator here. And when he went to Detroit to the Jets, he brought his own guy in. And so he's not going to have that luxury here. This is a different kind of playbook. How much of it will he dislike, use, not use? I think that will be an intriguing thing as we move along. Bob in Bell Vernon is next. Hello, Bob, in our rapid fire segment. What's up?
Hi, Bob. Hey, really thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I just think you're an amazing sports announcer, and I think you've got a lot of input going on, and we share the same thoughts. But I got to tell you something. I think Aaron Rodgers might be a good move here for a couple reasons. He has the experience, and maybe he could show Will Howard a little bit things about being a good quarterback as well, since we got that good rookie. Now, the other thing is, you brought out, I'm really disappointed that they gave Pickens to the Cowboys. I'm upset about that because I think we could have had a good 2 wide receiver offense, especially now that Rodgers there. And I'm going to let you take it on from there. But, hey, thank you for taking my call. You're one of my favorite announcers in life.
Bob, thank you. I appreciate that. But, yeah, I listen, I know that George Pickens has his issues, and he hasn't seemed to grow up from them. His maturity level's not good. He needs to be better. But I also was betting that a guy who should be motivated by one final year where he has no attachments after it would become an unrestricted free agent, taking advantage of playing opposite DK Metcalf, which to me would mean he has more opportunity because of double teams that Metcalf will see. Then I would think my numbers as a result will go up higher, and therefore my value would go higher if he could just saddle the immaturity problems. But apparently they believe he can't. I was hoping he could. We'll see how the future goes. Jim in Jefferson Hills is our next caller here on the Bob Pompiani Show. Hey, Jim, what's up?
Hey, Bob. Thanks for taking the call.
Sure.
Quick question: was that Chris Hook's son who signed a bet?
I don't think so. No.
Okay,
I'm not sure. I may have missed something here, but I just saw Chris the other day. He didn't mention that to me.
Okay, and then I like Scotty Scheffler to win the Open at +2.
+2, yeah, that's my score. I think +2 is a reasonable expectation. If it rains even more, though, it may change, and it may become more even par -1 just because the soft conditions will make it easier to go after some pins, which normally they wouldn't. So
I'm thinking the rough is grown because of the rain, so I think it's still going to be a little bit high.
Yeah, so we'll see. Should be fun, though. Are you planning to go?
No, I was there in '94 for the Open that year. Can't make it this year, but.
Okay, cool. Well, you enjoy watching it because it'll be fun to watch for sure. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate the call. All right, Doug in Daytona Beach. What's up, Doug? How are you?
Hey, Pomp. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Okay, first thing, I think DeChambeau is going to win the Open. And it's like you said, if it's rain, it's going to be about, I'd say even. And if it don't rain, it's going to be about 4 over.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that. Absolutely.
And then my second question is Oh yeah, your station did a wonderful job collecting money for the firemen. Now, if they want to do better, next year you get Paul Steen and his girlfriend Lizzie to be signing autographs. You'll have a mob out there.
Well, let's see if that can happen. I know Jason Mackey got him to come on this time, and those two are pretty busy. Paul is to himself. He's kind of in his own words, a boring guy. He doesn't like to do it a lot, and I was a little bit surprised he even did that GQ article, just because I think he deferred to Livy on that one, and it was a fun thing to see. But yeah, I'm sure they want to help. They'll do whatever they can. But Doug, thank you. Appreciate the call. And so you think he's going to be +4, +5 to win the U.S. Open. What about Ken in South Park, who joins us right now on the Fan? Hey, Ken.
Hi, Bob. Thanks for taking my call.
Yep. What's up?
Am I the only one in Pittsburgh that would have loved to trade Mike Tomlin to North Carolina and get Bill Belichick in here? Can you imagine this team with Bill Belichick?
First of all, you can't make a trade with a college team.
Well, maybe next year when they get rid of Mike, they can lure him from North Carolina.
I mean, how about if they have success this year? I'll say this. People make fun of this streak. It is difficult to have a streak like that in a league that overturns the rosters as much as they do. And I will also say that when you have a year-by-year thing, and he's, don't get me wrong, he contributes to the quarterback problems here, like everyone should take responsibility for. But when you have different quarterbacks for 4 straight years, and the last 2 years they get into the playoffs, that says something, And so we'll see what this season brings. And I think bringing Aaron Rodgers, had a lot to do with Mike Tomlin more than anybody else. He seems to think that he could work here, and for one year it might work. It might not work. I don't know. That's the stuff about sports that I love. We think one thing, and oftentimes it comes out the other way, and hopefully this will be a positive result. Thank you, Kent. Appreciate that call at 412-928-9370. We got Joe in Heidelberg. Joe, what's going on?
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Bob, I just want to say I'm a lifelong Buccos fan, and I'm even more of a baseball fan, but all I have to say is, what about that IKF bunt last night, man?
Yeah.
What a thing of beauty.
Especially
moving out late in the game and how it ended up playing out. So
it looked like it was going to go foul, and I remember there were times when the Dodgers, they used to have a team that had very good bunters on it way back when, and their grounds crew would specifically, when they did, the foul lines, they would kind of make it so that if a ball went in that direction, they have a little buildup, it's a subtle thing, but it would kept the ball fair because of the way they bunted. And it looked like that was going to go foul.
When you're talking them baselines, you got to turn it up a little bit to get a little mound going there.
Yeah.
Keep the ball in fair ground. So I just wanted to bring that up. It's exciting to see them
it was a great play. But, Joe, I was just so happy to see Henry Davis hit a home run and a double. I need to see more, and I've been saying that for 2 months, and I'm not going to switch. I know they have other guys. Bart's been injured. They want to see Endy, because he has a lot. But I want to see Henry Davis more than I do anyone else. He's a 1-1 guy. They got to extract as much out of him as they can, and the only way to see it is to see it every day.
No, I agree with that, and that home run last night looked effortless. The swing was just a thing of beauty. So
yeah. All right, Joe.
All right.
Appreciate it.
That, man. Have a good afternoon.
You do the same. Thank you. Sun's starting to shine out as we go to Ernesto in McMurray. Hello, Ernesto. What's up?
Aaron Rodgers, he's definitely a top 13 quarterback. You could make an argument that he's a top 10. If you look at it analytically, and we take the emotion out of it.
Let me get clarity on that. You said top 10 now or top 10? I could make the case that he could be top 5 to 8 overall in his career, but I don't know about right now.
In my opinion, sir.
Okay.
I think he's a top 10 now, arguably, and a top 13 to 15, definitely.
Okay.
Now.
Numbers don't say that over the last 2 years, 3 years, actually. His last year in Green Bay and first year in the Jets.
I guess comparatively to his peers that are currently in the NFL, because I feel like quarterbacks as a whole are down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like that. But you have your top 7 that are pretty much elite. Then after that, you could kind of parse hairs if you'd like to.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has the capability, arm strength-wise, knowledge, to do what you're expecting him to do. But again, it comes down to a lot of things, as you know. And if you're a quarterback who's forced to throw the ball quicker than you want to, or you find constant pressure, and I'm not discounting the fact that at his age he's susceptible to more injuries compared to younger guys. So that's all. That's all part of it. But yeah, I don't have a problem with this. The more I think about it, I don't.
there's not really a ton of downside. I mean, no one's ever argued that he's like a bad teammate or he's bad for the culture. And also, if it doesn't work out, it's 1 year, it doesn't work out. I don't think it's really going to change anyway on the negative aspect, but it can improve analytically.
Let me play a little game with you, Ernesto. Let's say that he has a really good season. They go into the playoffs, they win a game, and then they fall short of the conference championship. But you see 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a much more vibrant offense. Would you think about bringing him back at age 43?
Honestly, to be completely honest with you, that would be my second point. I feel like they're going to bring him back for another year. And I think that him and Mike are going to make sweet music together because they're kind of simpatico the way they think. They might be polar opposites politically and socially, but how they think and act are very similar. So if you put those two gentlemen in a room, they're type A personalities, and they have something to prove, you could very easily bring him back for a decent not a long-term contract, just another 1 year, and then groom your next guy, and it could work.
Yeah. Well, the bad part about this, if you're going to have a bad part, is that Will Howard won't get much time to do anything other than watch and observe, and that may be good for him. And Rudolph, same thing, but he knows that going into this. I really like Mason as a person, and I think if given another chance, he could take off and run. We've seen guys do that. Guys like Sam Darnold, guys like Geno Smith. It took a long time to elevate themselves into that role. So. But they're going to draft another quarterback too. They're going to be in a position to do that. Why wouldn't you? It's the most important position. I don't care what happens this year with any of these three guys. They're still going to draft a quarterback. Would you agree?
I would 100% agree. We know what we got with Mason. I do feel like that he's going to make a nice career in the NFL holding a clipboard, and I think he's going to be monetarily rewarded for that. And as far as Will Howard is concerned, with the 6th-rounder, you kind of get that extra year instead of wanting to throw him in second year if he's not ready. You can do one more year with him and then kind of see where you're at, draft a guy. So Aaron coming back, I know we're getting way ahead of things right now, but Aaron coming back for a second year after this year would actually make more sense in my view if you want to bring things along naturally, almost like the evolution of him in Green Bay.
Right. Thanks, Ernesto. Appreciate your perspective as always. At 412-928-9370. Our last caller for my show will be Greg in Cranberry. Hello, Greg.
Hey, Bob. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes.
I have to laugh at the optimism over Aaron Rodgers. To me, this is a farce and a disaster waiting to happen. This is a case of Mike Tomlin showing everybody he knows better than everybody again, but he hasn't been right about a quarterback in 3 years.
Correct.
And to think that Aaron Rodgers is going to go through a 17-game season, I don't see him making it past Game 3. And I think Mason Rudolph is the smartest guy in all this. He knows he's going to play. What did he last 4 plays in the first year in New York?
Yeah, and then the Achilles, it was a non-contact injury either. So that's what I'm talking about. When your body is 41 to going to 42, things happen differently compared to when you're 28.
In the NFL, someone is going to get a beat on him that weighs 290 pounds at full speed, and he's done after 3-4 games.
But let me ask you this. I know you're down on it, and there are a lot of people, and I can understand that perspective. But can you see that this is really kind of a low-risk situation given what they have? And the plus side of it, it could develop that way. You could see things from him that you haven't seen from quarterbacks here over the last 4 years.
And as to what end? So we have
there is no end. It's 1 year just to give them a chance to get into the playoffs and do something this year. That's all. I think the goal is to get the playoffs.
Well, I think it's short-sighted. I don't see, even if he has a good year, he's gone.
But let me ask you, what is the risk? What is the risk for not, if you have him here, what's the risk? Not seeing Rudolph play? Would you have preferred that?
Yes, I would rather see what Rudolph can do and then let the chips fall where they may next year's draft.
See,
I just don't. I think it's a wasted year.
You have the same feeling I have, but mine was generated more for Justin Fields. I thought this whole thing was predicated on Justin Fields. They offered him, which tells me they were interested in him, but they didn't offer him enough, or maybe he didn't get the assurances he needed. I would rather sit here, and I wish this whole situation would have been a moot point had he signed, because then at age 25. As I said, with guys like Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, and others, maybe he's going to, all of a sudden break through. I'd rather take my chances there than on a 41-year-old. However, that didn't happen. So now here we are. And I do think it's a low-risk thing, and we'll see what happens. But I get your point, Greg. I really do. I think a lot of people agree with you.
And I don't think Aaron Rodgers has said a thing yet to show enthusiasm for playing football.
No, if anything, he's made it seem like he was still considering retirement more so. So I don't know. We'll find out this weekend. We'll find out as we get into training camp and the regular season, preseason games. But, Greg, thank you. I appreciate the perspective. I know a lot of people agree with that, and it's a 50-50 deal. As I said at the beginning of the program, I did a Twitter poll. Do you like this or not like this? It was 50-50. Over 3,000 people voted, too. So pretty good sample size, and I think that's the way people feel about it. But that's going to wrap up the show here. Jason Mackey's been coming up next here, but before we go, I want to tell you about Fan Weather, brought to you by Myers Law Group, Pittsburgh's choice for affordable legal solutions. Some showers this morning, mostly sunny. Maybe after that, some clouds later, high of 81. Then more rain moving in overnight, low of 63. Sunday, got some showers and potential thunderstorms, high of 73. I got a golf outing on Monday for Partners for Quality. Thank all of you who have sold it out. I just hope the weather complies and we get through this thing. But we do great work for Partners for Quality. This is my 34th year of doing it, and we dedicate it to Sandy Allison, who was the inspiration for this whole thing, and she passed away this year. So it's all for Sandy Allison and Partners for Quality on Monday at Chartiers Country Club. That's going to do it. My thanks to Joel E. Nelson. He's behind the glass. As I said, Jason Mackin coming up. Also, thank you to PNC Bank, Number One Cochran, Shenderovich, and Fishman. All of those sponsorships, we do appreciate it. And we'll see you this coming week at the U.S. Open in Oakmont. And again, remember, 7 p.m. tonight, KDKT, we have a special on that one called The Championship at Oakmont. Tomorrow, Number One Cochran Sports Showdown, 11:35 KDKTV. I'm done. I'm signing off. And stick around. Joel Nelson is back with Jason Mackey until Dan Zangrilli greets you with a North Shore Tavern leadoff show, Pirates and Phillies today at 4. Have a great weekend.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
That's right, Pirates and Phillies, 4:05 this afternoon, 3:10, the North Shore Tavern leadoff show with Dan Zangrilli, where it's Andrew Heaney up against Ranger Suarez. For more, get to 93.7thefan.com. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan says thank you to everyone who supported our second annual Fan 5 Alarm Marathon, presented by Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. Your donations will assist at least 25 volunteer fire departments in our region. We also acknowledge some of our partners: Fast Rescue Solutions, the PA Market, John's Appliances, Target Freight Management, and People's Natural Gas. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly.
Hi, everyone. This is Bob Pompiani. Just when car buyers could really use a lucky break, along comes employee pricing at Number One Cochran Ford. That's right. You'll get the same extraordinary discounts as if you worked in a Ford factory. In addition to these savings, Number One Cochran's already reduced clear-cut pricing gives you maximum purchasing power. If you're wondering about inventory levels, you'll be happy to know that you can choose from more than 700 new vehicles across their 5 Ford stores. It's also an opportune time to buy right now at any Number One Cochran location. They have 20 new car brands and more than 2,400 new vehicles on the ground. Plus, take advantage of limited-time lease and finance offers. Hurry in for employee pricing at a Number One Cochran Ford store near you, or shop Number One Cochran's entire inventory online at Cochran.com.
No matter what you're looking for in a non-alcoholic beer, there's only one name that has it all: Athletic Brewing Company. Full flavor, huge variety. It's Athletic Brewing Company non-alcoholic beers. Ask for it at your favorite beer retailer. Visit askforathletic.com to find your closest retailer today.
Summer savings are here at Going Gone by Dick's Sporting Goods. Score up to 70% off styles from top brands like Nike, Adidas, Jordan, Kalia, and more. Discover new markdowns and arrivals every week. Hurry in and save big on summer styles at your Going Gone.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 93.7 The Fan, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Man, this has been a wild ride, these NBA playoffs, especially in the East, where we've seen huge upsets. And that trend has continued with the way the Pacers have handled the Knicks, the 4 seed, going to Madison Square Garden, winning the first 2 games of that series, and turning this thing into an incredible shot for a team to get back to the finals for the first time in 25 years. And a big part of it is that kid from Pittsburgh, TJ McConnell, and the work he's doing with them. Watch these games, bet these games on America's #1 sportsbook, and you'll get started with $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/Andrew to join today. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is now eligible bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC. Used with permission.
Summer's coolest mattress deals are going on now at Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale. This summer, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses. And say goodbye to hot sleep and save up to $500 on the best-selling Tempur-Breeze collection. Plus, feel the freedom to snooze now and pay later with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Better sleep starts at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365. Ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T&Cs apply.
Law firms come and go, but what law firm has been here in Western PA fighting for injury victims for more than 40 years? Edgar Snyder and Associates. What firm has a staff of over 130 people who live and work here? Edgar Snyder and Associates. Law firms come and go, but Edgar Snyder and Associates is a name you can always trust. So remember, there's never a fee unless they get money for you. If you've been hurt in an accident, call them at 1-800-94-EDGAR or visit EdgarSnyder.com. They're available 24/7.
It's Dan Zangrilli. I love being a member of Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. It was easy to enroll. In fact, I didn't know how easy it was to become a member. To join Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union, you simply have to live, work, or worship in Allegheny, Beaver, or Butler counties. It costs just $5 to join. I have all the great perks of a credit union, and you can too. So shape your future. Consider a local credit union. Consider Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. AllegiantFCU.org. Federally insured by the NCUA.
The record-setting steel curtain roars back at Kennywood. Tackle the MVP of coasters at nearly 80 miles per hour, soaring through 9 inversions, the most in the U.S. And hang on, for Phantom's Revenge, now the #1 ranked coaster in America. Plus, the Bites and Pints Food and Drink Festival this June. Season passes and tickets are on sale now. Find the best deals at Kennywood.com. Pepsi Zero Sugar is a proud partner of Kennywood. Zero never tasted so good. Try it to believe it.
From executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
All right, everybody listen up. We start our own label.
The Hit Stars original series BMF returns.
The music game could put us up on Connects.
Welcome to the 1995 Source Awards. This is how we do it.
Don't miss the explosive return of BMF.
I'm calling the shots now. I'm the face of this organization. You always gonna be in my shadow.
Watch now only on Stars and the Stars app.
Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1274. That's 800-587-1274. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1274. That's 800-587-1274 today.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
Crowley here. It's finally summer, warm weather, even a little sunshine, and that means you need beer. And Hampton Beer Outlet is celebrating with your favorite summertime beer, Lion & Kugel Summer Shandy. Summer Shandy just tastes better in the summertime, and this weekend at Hampton Beer Outlet, they got Lion & Kugel Summer Shandy 24-pack cans at the crazy low price of $24.99. Every place else, $8 to $10 more. So get to Hampton Beer Outlet, pick up a Summer Shandy 24-pack, and all your favorite summertime beers as well. Hampton Beer Outlet, Route 8 in Hampton. Hey, it's Crowley here for Window Nation. Beat the heat with Window Nation's semi-annual sale. Buy 4 windows, get 4 windows free, and a free entry door when you mention my name, Adam Crowley of 93.7 The Fan, and you purchase a house full of windows. Plus, no money down, no interest, no monthly payments until 2027. That's a whole lot of savings and a super smart investment when prices are going up. Their windows also come with a lifetime warranty, so you'll keep saving long into the future. Hurry, sale ends soon, so don't wait to get your estimate. Call 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text SCHOOL to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text SCHOOL to 323232 right now. Text SCHOOL to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's SCHOOL to 323232. Text SCHOOL to 323232 now.
Taylor, during your Jeep of Pittsburgh Employee Pricing Plus event, what's the difference?
Simple. Bring us your best offer on any new or pre-owned Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram truck, and we'll beat it within minutes. No waiting, no games, easy as that.
And if you can't?
Bob, we haven't run into that problem yet.
Get to Fournier's Three Rivers Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram at the corner of West Liberty Avenue and Brookline Boulevard, and look for that humongous yellow Jeep in the sky, or visit jeepofpittsburgh.com for all the details.
We truly are Pittsburgh's Jeep store.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Not available in all states. Rates vary. Building a financial safety net for your family can be tough. But with term life insurance through Ethos, you can have peace of mind that they can pay the mortgage and other bills if something happens to you. With coverage in as little as 10 minutes, all online, Ethos finds your best rate across their multiple trusted carriers. Some policies as low as $1 a day billed monthly. And even in uncertain times, your term life insurance rates and payout don't change. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
All right, Joel Nelson for Fan Headlines. Pirates take on the Phillies today at 4:05 from PNC Park. Second game of the series. Pirates have a chance to win this series. 4:05 first pitch, and it's right here on the Fan with coverage at 3:10, presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Andrew Heaney set to take on Ranger Suarez. For more, get a 937thefan.com. Right now it's a Saturday afternoon with Jason Mackey.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com.
And a good Saturday afternoon to you. Thank you very much, Joel. I am Jason Mackey. Great to be back with you here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, and in a slightly different setting than I talked to you the last time. We are post the 5-alarm marathon, and what an awesome, awesome event that was. I cannot say enough about it. I want to get into some thoughts and reaction from it. But it's great to talk to you on a Saturday afternoon here in Pittsburgh, approaching a Pirates game. Take you right up into the North Shore Tavern leadoff show with Dan Zangrilli, and then Pirates and Phillies. But I have a lot to get to in the meantime, a little bit from that 5-alarm marathon and some reaction to it. But I want to unpack a couple Pittsburgh sports storylines a little differently today. Paul Skeens, number one, came on the 5-alarm marathon and said some interesting things about his future with the Pirates, how he feels about things going in Pittsburgh right now. I want to get into that probably fairly early in the show. We'll kick it off with some 5-alarm remarks. But that's not the only thing going on in Pittsburgh right now. Clearly, a lot to talk about. There's actually a game, and this isn't sequential. I'll apologize for that in advance. But Jack Kartsonis, you maybe never have heard the name. He's a pitcher at West Virginia University. It's from Fox Chapel, and I wrote about this week in the Post-Gazette, and an absolutely phenomenal story. And I want to get into Jack a little bit and some thoughts that I have. The last time I was in here, I started talking about youth sports and travel, wanting to play so many games and in so many leagues and all of these things that I think are kind of an aggressiveness that I think is wrong with how stuff is happening at the youth level. Kartsonis is the opposite of that. And so I want to get into his story a little bit. And just oh my goodness. The stuff that this kid has been through is just incredible. Surgeries, changing schools, reliever, starter now. West Virginia's on the cusp of the College World Series. Huge game today again, 2 o'clock at LSU. It's the wild story, and wrote about that. Want to talk about it a little bit. We'll, of course, get into Aaron Rodgers. Have to. I can't host a radio show without discussing it. Contractually obligated. Not really, but that sounds good. I want to talk about what this means now. Try to spin it ahead a little bit. I find it interesting to compare the Steelers' quarterback situation to that of other AFC teams. I don't know if having Aaron Rodgers has changed all that much compared to Mason Rudolph with this respect. And what I mean, if you look at the quarterback situation, the rest of the AFC, who would you take as opposed to the Steelers, or where would you rather have the Steelers? I don't know. We're going to work through that together. I've got a hunch, and I'm curious what you think, and I know this is kind of the lowest hanging fruit with the Rodgers thing, but what is the ceiling? What is the optimism? Make a case for Aaron Rodgers why people should believe. What does he do for the Steelers' chances? Also want to talk functionally just a little bit about how do the Steelers surround Aaron Rodgers with the requisite amount of talent? How do the Steelers put Aaron Rodgers in a situation for him to thrive? Are they still going to hold on to the reins? Sort of like we saw with Justin Fields, Russell Wilson. Remember early on, those first 6 games with Justin Fields, Mike Tomlin really didn't let him do much. Late in the season, we read about Russell Wilson being limited in his ability to audible. We're not doing that with Aaron Rodgers, right? Dear God, I hope not. And I don't think they will. I think they should learn from those things. But it's all a discussion about how does Aaron Rodgers live in Pittsburgh. And I don't mean in a mansion with a golf course, or if he lives by Oakmont, or, I don't know, rent someplace on the south side. I don't mean that. I mean, what's life like for Aaron Rodgers here? So that's a general outlay of the show. Joel Nelson is producing. We're going to have a lot of fun. Looking forward to this. The fan text line is brought to you by Edgar Snyder & Associates, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. Fan Twitter, it's brought to you by South Hills Kia in Peters Township. You can visit them at southhillskia.net. All right, so after that beginning sort of monologue, let's go back to the beginning, something I talked about with the 5-alarm. I want to talk about my 5 impressions, and one of them involves Paul Skeens. Skeens was on with us to kick off the show. It was me, Doran Dickerson, Donnie Chedrick, and this is something that we were fortunate enough to be able to line up, and Skeens was a big part of this. Still waiting on an exact number on the amount of money that Skeens contributed toward this thing, but it was impressive. And not only did he donate $1,000 of his own money, not only did he come on the air with us for 15 solid minutes and really 15 excellent minutes, kicking it off, getting people aware of this event, which led to donations, signed 3 baseballs. They generated money in their own right. It was awesome. So thank you to Paul Skeens. Thank you to the Pirates. Thank you to anybody who had donated, who heard Paul, who spread the word, who donated in an hour to try to win a ball that Skeens signed. Just an awesome thing all around. So, number one, best impression, my memory, stuff that I'm going to take from that event is just the money that we raised and how good that felt, helping firefighters in the area. It went to 25 different fire stations. We amassed, I believe, Joel, 71,000? I just, like, you hear about that stuff, and you're probably even hearing me talk about it. You're like, yeah, 71,000 goes 25 fires. Okay, that's good. When you're involved in it, it feels so cool. It really does. You get a sense of purpose that's bigger than you. It's surreal. Like, you think about, hey, we did, and you know, we're nothing. I'm a newspaper columnist and a radio show host, and you know, a dad and a former Division III athlete. Like, whatever. You know, these people are genuine heroes, and this is going to lead into something else that I witnessed, who usually, for no amount of money, go and risk their life when something terrible happens. And that costs money. So it was really cool to be able to support that. And so, second impression, I want to tell a quick story that I told at various times throughout the thing, but it wasn't always at a great time. But so Jack Hillgrove and I pulled the 4 to 6 a.m. shift, and it was awesome. We're in a fire hall. It's completely quiet. This is on Route 19 in Upper St. Clair, and so it's a fairly busy road, but it's obviously quiet, 4 or 5 in the morning. It's very peaceful. All of a sudden, Jack and I are talking, and we hear, you know, movement. Stuff's happening. We see people in fireman's gear, you know, walking out in front of us. Here comes the truck is started and the lights, and like clearly something's going on. Somebody comes up to us and said, yeah, there's a fire, Peters Township. We got to go check it out. And you know, with no fun, just matter of fact, they're doing their jobs. It's like any, you know, office place. It's like the Fan or the Post-Gazette. Like, people are just going about their business because that's what they do. And like, to be in the middle of that and see people who, yep, I'm going to, you know, fight a burning building. I'm going to go take care of that. And do it so routinely. It was wild to see that. Third favorite thing, it involves a guy named Timothy Smith. And something he said about Paul Skeens that just grabbed me. He is the fire chief at the library station in South Park, and was talking about, you know, he just started 3 months ago, and they're trying to, you know, really improve things. He's working a lot of hours, has a crew of people that, you know, that they are really dedicated to this thing, and I think younger. And so what he was telling me is how much they idolize Paul Skeens and how much they look at Skeens as an example. And he will cite Skeens as somebody to some of the younger firefighters, some of the younger people at the fire hall, and say, like, look at what this guy can do. Look at what he's able to do. A younger guy who's focused, who's dedicated, who cares. When you put all of your effort into something, and, you know, all of these things about looking at somebody and wanting to be like them, but also taking their dedication and putting it into your own line of work. And so I'm sitting there thinking, this is one guy in one fire station. And it's not just about firefighters. It could be, you know, I have 2 kids, 6 and 11, and like, you can talk about Paul Skeens with them. You can talk about Paul Skeens if you're an EMT. Like, there are so many places in our city that we don't even think about that this guy is touching, people he's influencing, just by being him. And it's awesome. It's awesome to have that, and I want to have it for longer, but even as long as we have it, look at it and cherish it, and it's just such a cool dynamic. And Timothy said to me, if you ever get a chance to pass this message along to Paul, like, please let him know what an inspiration he is for all of us. And I'm like, you better believe I'm going to pass that one along. I did it within 5 minutes of the conversation concluding. I have to. It was awesome. And I have no doubt that that sort of admiration exists in all other places. Next one is a fun one. Nicholas Harry Callis, Joel. How about that? How about the performance of Callis throughout the event? I was wowed by this.
Well, which one?
Specifically going up, I'm going to get it wrong, but all the way up the ladder. I know there's a different name for it, and it's not a bucket truck, and I'm not saying that, but like going up 150 feet in the air or whatever. My goodness, that was ridiculous. I was impressed by that. And I really shouldn't stop with Callis. I mean, some of the absurd stuff, like, this isn't a good thing, but Crowley crapping out in the maze with the fireman stuff on, of course. Callis owning Bechtold in the middle of the night, like crushing him at 2. Was it 2 in the morning? No,
they were 2 to 4.
They were 2 to 4, but it was.
They also had a separate one earlier in the night.
I was going to say there was the separate one earlier, but I think the real vitriol came out in the 2 to 4 session, right? There was that. What else? Help me out.
Callis was pretty good on the basketball court there.
The basketball court was another one. Yep. Hooping was funny. This didn't get talked about. Starkey wiped the floor with me in about 3 minutes. I might never play horse again after that. He's like, hey, you want to play horse? I'm like, sure. And I thought I could like maybe handle Joe. I knew that he had some game. I had nothing. It was embarrassing.
I think you have to change up the name of the game next time you play him. Because
I could have played xylophone and I would have been gone.
Because horse that's a Joe term. So, you like that horse?
You like that horse?
I would change it up to like Mackie or something next time you guys face each other one-on-one.
There was another Callis moment that it's bothering me that I'm forgetting. Donnie on the treadmill was good. The obstacle course.
I mean, Callis really
what else did Callis do that was ridiculous?
He kind of pulled like a marathon within himself. I mean, from having produced
4 a.m. producing.
Yeah, yep, of Thursday, and then I mean, he really had like no significant gap for sleeping at some point.
Oh, here. Okay, thank you, Joel. So I did 4 to 6 with Jack, and I finished on air at 6, and I had to file a column for the Post-Gazette. So I went over to the main area where we did like the fan auditions and stuff. And this is obviously quiet. There's nobody else in there, and I've got headphones on, but I have no music playing. They're just like noise canceling headphones that I'm using to like focus. Callis is in the lounge room snoring just on one of the recliners, and I'm hearing him over my headphones. There's no other sound in the fire station. It was glorious. It was glorious. All right. So I want to keep moving along here, though, because the Skeens interview was really good. And I appreciate Paul for, like, not mailing it in. He didn't mail it in, called us on his way to the ballpark, and was awesome, talking about how much firefighters and fire stations mean to him, this, that, and the other. We talked a little bit about his preparation, his routine, some of the young pitchers on the Pirates and how much he enjoys going to work with these guys. But there's one specific part of this interview that I asked Joel to clip. I want to play, and then we're going to react to it afterward. But I thought this was something, and it said a little bit about how Paul Skeens tends to act. So, Joel, whenever you're ready, hit it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't put much stock into losing games by 1 run. It's still a loss, it still shows up as 0-1. But you look at the roster, you look at the makeup of our team, and you look at some teams that are, kind of similar to us in years prior. We're losing a fair amount of games, or we've lost a fair amount of games last year and this year by 1 run, which is just, hey, we're not doing enough to pull these games out. But we're close. I really believe that, and there's going to be some changes that have to happen for us to pull out those games. But you start winning, 2, 3, 4, 5 one-run games, in a 2-week span, 3-week span, whatever it is, then the records start showing up a little bit different, and then who knows? Come July, we're buyers, not sellers, and whatever it is. But I do believe that we're close. I enjoy it here. I know a lot of other guys on the team really enjoy it here, and we just have to, get back to doing what we're good at, now and in the future. And the fans show up when we're winning. It's a great place to play. I've gotten to play at most of the parks around the league now, and I don't think, I think back to June and July of last year when we were rolling and the fans were showing up every game, making a lot of noise and giving us a lot of support. And that was probably the most electric atmosphere I've played in since I've been in the big league. So I don't blame fans for not coming when we're not playing well. If I were a fan and the team's sucking, I probably wouldn't show up either. So it's on us to change that, but we're close. I do believe that, and when we do start winning, it's a really fun time for us.
So that was Paul Skeens with us in the noon hour of the Fan 5-Alarm Marathon on Thursday. I've had plenty of situations where I've asked the professional athlete questions, and it's 3 sentences of pure cliched nonsense. This is the opposite of that. And you didn't hear my question. It was not good. I'll rip on myself. And what it basically was me saying, Paul, I understand how you feel about this situation. I get asked about this a lot. This is a good setting to give you a forum to talk about it. Go. He likes it here. Paul Skeens likes Pittsburgh. He likes the teammates that he's with. He's also not somebody who thinks too far outside of what he's doing. And that's a very common way of thinking for professional athletes. Sidney Crosby's the exact same way. And so this idea that the Pirates should trade Paul Skeens, that he can't do something here, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to Paul. And so where I first started going with that answer was the end of it, or what first grabbed me and wanted to, and sort of led me to put together this segment and stuff that I wanted to talk about. I don't blame fans for not coming when we're not playing well. Again, reading the Skeens quote. If I were a fan and the team is sucking, I probably wouldn't show up either. It's on us to change that, but we're close. Let's think about that a little bit more and think about it with respect to Paul Skeens' personality. I don't blame fans for coming when we're not playing well. If I was a fan and the team was sucking, I probably wouldn't show up either. You know what that is? That's honesty and accountability. It's not a word salad. It's not talking in circles. It's not telling fans a bunch of crap they don't want to hear. It's not talking over their heads. It's not insulting their intelligence. It's not talking about we're efforting toward winning or continuing our march toward winning. None of that crap. You know what it is? It's honest. It's accurate. It's genuine. Paul Skeens is an honest, fair, genuine person. He's also a really damn good pitcher. It's an easy thing for me to say that we should cherish that because we obviously should. And it drives me crazy that people are so obsessed with this trade talk because of all the Pirates shortcut and just assuming that we have to trade him. You have to trade him. Look at this return. Look at what they can get. Yeah, they can. You know what else they could do? They could win. They could try to put something around him. And you should criticize the Pirates for that. You should be mad at the Pirates for that. The Pirates haven't done a good enough job. I'm not defending the Pirates here. What I'm saying is I would rather see them take advantage of what's in front of them and act appropriately. You're telling me there's a starting rotation. And again, Paul Skeens realizes this. And so do you to some extent too. They've got the hardest part figured out. You're going to set down Skeens. At some point, Jared Jones, I know he's hurt. Bubba Chandler, maybe Mike Burrows, Thomas Harrington, Braxton Ashcraft, Johan Oviedo. Mitch Keller hasn't been traded yet. Bailey Falter's still here. Man, oh man. Carmen Majinski could and should be up here as a reliever. Dennis Santana, Kyle Nicholas getting him figured out. I don't know. I'd bring Ryan Borucki back. There's a bunch of bullpen decisions to make. You don't have to trade the guy. Why don't you build around him? Think about Skeens, Bubba Chandler, and a bunch of other guys, hopefully Jared Jones, anchor into this rotation. It's a common line that I use, and I used it a couple times around the 5-alarm thing. Are you going to tell Paul Skeens he can't do something? Hopefully you listened to the interview. We've played it a couple times. You've seen Paul Skeens operate. It's pretty for real. You're going to tell him that he can't do something? Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Because you're going to tell him you can't win here because of the owner. That's what a negative fan's going to say. You'll never win here because Bob Nutting stinks. Okay. How's Bob Nutting stopping Paul Skeens from pitching? How's he stopping Bubba Chandler from pitching? How's he stopping those guys from creating a culture? He stopped, might financial stuff, might have an impact there. Other teams win on a budget. All I'm saying is that somebody is motivated, somebody is put together, somebody has a quality of person of Paul Skeens who will think to participate in the 5-alarm marathon benefiting area firefighters, who will donate his money, who will sign baseballs, who will go on the air, will inspire people, will do all these great things. And then all of a sudden we've decided, because we're mad at the owner, that this guy can't win here, that it's better to trade him, that he's going to be terrible, that he and his buddies, that these guys who are very talented, they just can't do it. They can't do it. I'm not going there. I'm not comfortable with that. We'll get into more on the other side, as well as your calls. Anthony in Oakland, Paul in the car. Hang on. We'll get there. Anybody else has any other thoughts? 412-928-9370. Opening this show talking about Paul Skeens and the Pirates, where to go next. Want to get into Don Kelly's future as a manager, his style as a manager as well. Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. Where does the Steelers quarterback situation rank? Have a college sports story I want to discuss a little bit. WVU baseball, a really special kid there. It's a Saturday afternoon with Jason Mackey. Don't go anywhere at Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
A couple hours from now, Pirates take on the Phillies for Game 2 of their series from PNC Park. 4:05, the first pitch from the North Shore, and it's right here on The Fan, with coverage beginning at 3:10, presented by Keystone Custom Apparel, where it's Andrew Heaney up against fellow left-hander Ranger Suarez. For more, go to 937thefan.com. Fan headlines are powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Get the latest on Pittsburgh sports from anywhere with the Odyssey app. Listen to shows and Pirate Games live. Check out our exclusive interviews and content anytime. Download the Odyssey app now and never miss a minute. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Centimark provides solutions for commercial roofing and flooring needs, re-roofing to roof repairs to concrete polishing and traffic solutions. While roofing and flooring is the business, giving back to the community is Centimark's commitment. 724-514-8700.
2025 is here, and so is big news from Tri-State Office Furniture, coming soon with the launch of Tri-State Office Interiors, your only premier all-steel furniture dealer in the Tri-State area. Sleek, cutting-edge, all-steel furniture, 2 great divisions and 1 great company. We can't wait to show you what's next. Stay tuned for updates on our grand opening. Visit our showroom today or give us a call, 412-771-0760 to learn more. Tri-State Office Furniture and Tri-State Office Interiors, the best in the business.
Professional soccer is back at Highmark Stadium in Station Square Saturday, June 7th, when the Riverhounds host Detroit City FC. The first 750 fans receive a limited edition stadium coaster. Halftime performance from Bucket Ruckus. Tickets start at $22 at riverhounds.com/tickets.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get 1 line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
It's Nicholas Eric Callers from the Fan Morning Show. And let me tell you, I'm feeling like a completely new guy these days. I'm down over 50 pounds with Awaken 180, and man, does it show. Everything's changed. The way my clothes fit, the energy I have, and especially my confidence. I barely recognize myself in the mirror, and trust me, that's a good thing. Yeah, I tried the weight loss meds before finding Awaken 180, and I was miserable. I lost weight temporarily, but as soon as I stopped taking them, boom, I spiraled. I gained every single pound back, and then some. But Awaken 180 is totally different. Even when I paused the plan for a week because my power went out last month, I didn't gain any weight, but I actually lost another 4 pounds the following week. That's because my coach Natalie is incredible. All the coaches are incredible because they all care. Trust me, there's no spiraling. You get results that stick. Do what I did. Become a new you. 844-346-1800. Call 844-346-1800 or visit online at awaken180weightloss.com.
1 in 5 people in the U.S. have a sexually transmitted infection, or STI. 1 in 7 people living with HIV are unaware. No shame, no stigma. The Allegheny County Health Department's Public Health Clinic offers free STI HIV testing and treatment at 1908 Wiley Avenue. Open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3:45 p.m., except Wednesday, 12 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. Walk in, make an appointment, or order a free test kit from the comfort of your own home. Learn more. Call 412-578-8081 or visit AlleghenyCounty.us/STD.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Add some star-spangled style to your summer with Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale going on now. Shop Hot Buys for every room in your home, now just $6.99. Plus, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide. And don't miss upgrading your patio. Save up to 20% on select outdoor furniture. Or feel the freedom to buy now and pay over time with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
First, a sunrise tea time. Then, lunch with the guys. And waiting on the counter when he gets home, a bottle of good whiskey just for him. Gift Dad the perfect cap on a perfect day with 1.75 liters of Dewar's White Label Scotch for $2 off. Or if he's a rye guy, 750 milliliters of Dad's Hat Rye Whiskey is now $3 off. Now that's a hole-in-one. Shop more whiskeys on sale for Dad at FWGS.com. Offers end July 6, 2025. Please enjoy responsibly.
Iron Rock Tap House, next to Westmoreland Mall in Greensburg, is a unique local eatery and bar that focuses on delivering the highest quality food, expertly prepared. Iron Rock Tap House in Greensburg. Come see what everyone is raving about.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
This is certified elder law attorney Julian Gray. Did you know that if you are a caregiver for a family member at home, that you may be entitled to payment from the government for your services? You are sacrificing a lot to provide care to a loved one, and every month that goes by, you could be missing out on valuable cash benefits for your services. For a no-obligation consultation with one of our certified elder law attorneys, visit grayelderlaw.com. That's grayelderlaw.com.
Call the Pickle, Gherkin Roofing. You need a new roof on a budget? Choose the Atlas Pro-Lam Shingle Package, 130 MPH wind rating, lifetime warranty. Call the Pickle. Need more protection, more color options with the Pinnacle Pristine Shingle with 3M Scotch Guard guarantee? Call the Pickle. Want the ultimate protection? Get the Storm Master Shake Package, 150 MPH wind rating, lifetime pipe boots, 50-year non-prorated warranty. Call the Pickle at Gherkin Roofing, 724-515-5551, or callthepickle.com.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills.
And welcome back to a Saturday afternoon with Jason Mackey. Really appreciate you finding us. We'll be going right up until about 3:10. That's when the North Shore Tavern leadoff show with Dan Zangrilli takes over. 93.7 The Fan and the Pittsburgh Pirates want to visit your teams in action for our youth baseball and softball showcase presented by Sheets. Parents and coaches, send an email to us at youthsports@937thefan.com to register your 12 and under team, and 93.7 The Fan may make a stop to your field. Details at 937thefan.com, brought to you by Keystone Custom Apparel. So we've got some news, and I'm not necessarily talking about Pirates news, although Andy Rodriguez is going on the IL. They're bringing up Isaac Mattson. Joey Wentz was DFA'd. Brett Sullivan is coming up from AAA as well. So some moving and shaking there. More so talking about Aaron Rodgers, and his contract details are out. It's about what we expected. It's a one-year, $13.65 million contract that includes $10 million guaranteed. That's according to Adam Schefter of ESPN. That's a maximum value of $19.5 million. That includes $5.85 million worth of playing time and team performance incentives. So, well, it's basically what Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show he would play for. And we'll talk about what Aaron Rodgers is going to become in Pittsburgh, what needs to happen. But first, I want to go out to the phone lines. Anthony in Oakland has been waiting patiently. Thanks so much. Anthony wants to talk about the state of the Steelers. What's up?
You know, and what hit me was I was watching ESPN yesterday, and Charlie Batch was on their one of their early morning shows talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, something that he's very familiar with. He's been with the franchise for a very long time. And he was talking about Mike Tomlin and the failures of Mike Tomlin. And it started to hit me because I was a fan of Mike Tomlin, but it's waning. Because some of it, and Charlie was talking about some of the decisions that he's made the past 9 years since they hadn't won a playoff game. And it's been horrific for the organization, period. Starting with firing Todd Haley. Because when I look at Todd Haley and that Pittsburgh Killer Bee offense, it was one of the best offenses in all the NFL. It was exciting. There was no deficit they couldn't overcome. And somehow you as coach could not tell the quarterback and the offensive coordinator, for the betterment of the team, let's stay the course and get along. Because remember, under
Anthony,
Haley,
where are we going here? I don't think it's newsworthy to relitigate the Killer Bees offense.
If you allow me, I'll get to the point.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
We're looking at Rodgers. Why are we even in this travesty? If you would have made better decisions as a coach, we would have had a younger quarterback a long time ago.
Yes, absolutely.
He's the one who drafted Kenny Pickett, overdrafted Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
He overdrafted Edmonds.
Yep.
They've made decisions that have been detrimental to the organization. and he's been the one in charge. And I blame Art the second, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, they haven't solved the quarterback position post-Ben, and it's been a big part of the problem has been Mike Tomlin. That's your point.
Well, not only that, but would you have allowed Matt Canada to be here for 3 straight years?
No,
and
I would
seeing
not.
how horrible the offense was?
Nope, absolutely not.
Who made the decision?
Mike
Was
Tomlin, and he should be blamed for it. I'm not defending him. Absolutely.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying the criticism is irrelevant. It should be, because they're spinning their wheels. They're not going to get any better under a 41-year-old quarterback. It's going to look quite much like last year.
Yeah.
Where you had a younger quarterback, but you limited him by telling your offensive coordinator to put shackles on him, and then the old guy just fell apart at the end.
Well, and
who
because they
wanted
limited
the
him
old guy?
too.
Tomlin.
They limited him too. And if you're Mike Tomlin, how do you allow that to happen? How do you allow your veteran quarterback to not have complete editorial control at the line of scrimmage? That's absurd.
It's especially when we look around the league and we see the McVays, and you see the O'Connells, and the LaFleurs, and the Shanahans, and you see offensive explosion, you see innovation, and what do we see? A coach whose ego is bigger than the results.
Yep. Thank you for the call, Anthony. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're here because Mike Tomlin hasn't made good enough decisions on quarterbacks. And you can lump Art the second in there. You can lump Kevin Colbert. You can lump Omar Khan into that discussion. Completely fair criticism. I'm just going to stare at you and nod my head. They've acknowledged it, for crying out loud. Like, they have not solved the quarterback problem, and until they do, we're going to be here. I'll also say, in that same line of thinking, that Aaron Rodgers was their best available option. It's unfortunate that it got to this. I'd much rather have a franchise guy, playing on a rookie deal or extended or whatever that you believe is going to be here for a long time. That's a far better storyline. Like, if we transport ourselves into an alternate universe where Kenny Pickett was what many thought he could be, and he's the guy for the next 10 years, like, that's awesome. That's great. That's what you want. He wasn't. He's the wrong guy. They screwed it up. You should criticize him. Go ahead. Nobody's saying you shouldn't. What we need to think about and talk about is how to get out of this, how to solve this, how to make it better. Now, I got from Anthony that he doesn't think the ceiling for Aaron Rodgers is terribly high, and that's a fair way of looking at it. For me, the ceiling for Aaron Rodgers is probably 11-6 and a playoff win. And some of you might call in here and think I've lost my mind, and that's okay. But they go 10-7 and get to the playoffs and then get crushed with Russell Wilson under center. I think Aaron Rodgers very easily could be a better quarterback than Russell Wilson. At minimum, I think he's probably a better fit for what the Steelers have. They should be able to better utilize the middle of the field. I think he's going to be able to get the ball out of his hands quickly, hopefully not take a lot of sacks. I think DK Metcalf is an upgrade. I hope they're not done at wide receiver. I think they're going to have a better running game. All told, I think this is going to be a better team than it was last year. That being said, the AFC North is still a difficult division. The AFC overall is still a very good conference. And I don't think the Steelers have taken enough steps to really separate themselves from the mediocre teams in it. They're not one of the bad teams. Aaron Rodgers could improve things, sure. Should we expect 4,500 yards and 30, 40 touchdowns? No, we should temper expectations. He's 41. And you might say this decision doesn't make a lot of sense because ultimately what the Steelers need, they need to fall on their face and they need to win 4 or 5 games and then pick high in the 2026 draft. That's completely fair. And so that's what I think about with expectations on Aaron Rodgers. What's good, what's bad? What do we want? What should we be rooting for? I think it's impossible not to root for them to have a better season, right? Like, nobody's going to sit in front of their television on a Sunday and be like, yep, hope they lose. Hope they go down. Let's waste this year. But if we get to the end of it, and they do, and they have a bad season, I think it's probably the best thing for them. Maybe Aaron Rodgers indirectly helps the Steelers get back on track. That would be wild, wouldn't it? I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility. Even if he gets hurt, if Mason Rudolph gets an opportunity, what if Mason doesn't play well? All of these hypothetical scenarios, they are in play. All right. Paul in the car wants to talk about the Pirates and talent evaluation. What's up, Paul?
Yeah, with your comments about Skeens getting traded, those people are I don't know why they would ever want to think about that.
They're not thinking about it.
Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad. Nobody should be even talking about it, because how would you think that the Pirates, who can't evaluate talent on any level, and why would you think they could actually pick 3 people from a Skeens trade?
Right. I know. Paul, that's a good point, and it's something I've made to people. Like, why would you trade this GM, or why would you allow this GM to execute the biggest trade in Major League Baseball history? Like, this is a non-starter until you have a new GM in here, and even then, it's useless. But go ahead.
Yeah, and were you the one that was saying that you don't think that the GM will make it to the trading deadline? Because I think that's a great idea, because he sucks. And his whole department, if they haven't done a wholesale changeover by now, they should have. They can't pick a hitter. Henry Davis is hitting $188. I mean, who else was in that draft that was better than Henry Davis? We should have seen that. We had 1-1. We were a 1-1. So
now, to be fair, Paul, they did execute that strat. I'm not defending Ben. But like, they could have Bubba Chandler out of that draft, and they did pick a lesser player at 1-1 because they could sign him under slot and save that money for Bubba. So I will give him that. But your overall point is there were other players in that draft who were better than him, and that's a fair one. Like Sal Frelick is one. He's with the Brewers now. Jordan Lawler's really struggled with the Diamondbacks, but he was in that. Marcelo Meyer, Jackson Jobe, Jack Leiter. Those are some other guys. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, no. But the thing is, I'm a longtime Pirate fan. I've never been more disappointed when anybody who had any kind of intelligence at all could walk into the season saying, all right, we've got good pitching. We got good enough defense. We need to get some hitting by any way, hook or crook. But Nutting's a loser. He doesn't care. And the thing that really bothers me about Nutting is he doesn't care about winning, and he's proven it. And he just shoves it in our face. And this spring was a perfect example when he did absolutely nothing to get hitting. You put 2-3 more hitters in his lineup, we're a 500 team, and we can do something.
Yeah, I'm not going to defend Bob. I mean, he's at the top, and they're not winning, and they're not hitting, and he should be criticized for it. So don't take this as that, please. But, like, Ben Cherington has had options to improve hitting, and he's chose otherwise. Like, and here's what I mean by that. Like, you signed Tommy Pham for $4 million. You signed Adam Frazier for 1.2 or whatever. You dumped $10 million into analytics. Like, that money's been approved. Why isn't that money spent on an actual baseball player? Like, that's not Bob Nutting's decision. Ben Cherington could have taken $16, $17 million and bought a first baseman. Why didn't he? Or could have bought two $8 million bats.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with that 100%.
I mean, Bob didn't tell him to do that, and that's been mismanaged money.
Are you saying that Cherington's more of an analytics guy?
Yes.
To the nth degree?
Yes. Yes. And again, I prefaced it with saying I'm not defending Bob, but I'm saying the money they have spent, they've done a horrible job at spending it.
Well, and then Cherington needs to go, and sooner the better.
Yeah, I agree with you. And thanks for the call, Paul. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, that's a difficult thing, and I'm not going to go on the whole sermon, but I mean, they've had opportunities to spend money wisely. Not a lot of money, not as much as you'd like to see. I understand the payroll is low. You'd like to see it go up, certainly. Anybody who wants to criticize that, by all means, I'm not in the position of defending it. But they've had enough money authorized to meaningfully impact the team, and they haven't done it. And it's not only that. I mean, look back however many years, Rowdy Tellez, Yasmani Grandal, Michael A. Taylor, Yoshi Tsutsugo. Like, they've gone out and done these deals with guys who have come in here and haven't contributed anything. You spend $10.5 million on a reliever. I mean, Aroldis Chapman was probably going to get $5 million from somebody else, and the Pirates double that. Of course he's going to come here. What did that fix anything? Did that help propel them in any way? No. I'm not against Aroldis Chapman. Believe me, I think he's a very good pitcher. I wish he would have stayed. The reason he didn't stay is he didn't want to stay here, didn't think they could win. But they've had opportunities to improve the team. Cherington hasn't done a good enough job of improving the team. Nick in Sacramento wants to talk about Skeens and the Steelers. What's up, Nick?
Jason, thanks for your transparency, and also thank you for even responding to me on X. I got to give you that shout out because I put so much stuff out there, and I appreciate you getting back to me about a couple weeks ago, and that was really cool of you. That's what I love about you, and
course,
today
man.
especially.
Yep, of course,
and
man.
The reason why I'm bringing this up now. No, thank you. Yes, the Paul Skeens transparency he's giving and what he's talking about. I can't tell you the last time a first-round pick or a first pick of a draft. I go back to a guy that Josh Bell, who didn't even want to come to Pittsburgh. If you remember, he boycotted. He didn't really want to come here. And he sat out for, a couple of years, And sorry about the distraction at work. And also the other stuff with Paul Skeens, I love how he's able to say, hey, you know what? I see something good in this team. Yes, we're going to have possibly, if we're a seller, buyer, everything you mentioned, we got to give Paul Skeens what he wants. And we got to find somebody, like right now, like you said, a GM, it's not going to be Charrington or the owners or whatever it is, to give him that extension. At the end of this year, to sit there and, you know what, make a decision and do it.
It's not going to happen, Nick.
I know, it's not. And that's what's going to kill me.
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
Paul Skeens isn't going to sign anything here because he wants to win. And until they win, this is a moot point. I'm serious. Right. Like, it's not about money. I mean, we can weigh the value of a Skeens extension. I mean, the Pirates would have to pay an exorbitant amount of money, which they're not going to do. And you know what? I can see the Pirates' side on this because of the risk of elbow injuries and your inherent – like, think about it this way. You are at work. It's funny.
Sorry.
No.
I'm in Sacramento. I listen to you guys all the time.
You're good, man. We appreciate you on the Odyssey app, no doubt. But, I mean, the Pirates can go to year and not take on the risk of like a $170 or $200 million contract with Skeens. You can just pay him through arbitration and team control salaries and whatever, and he has to play here. That's not terrible business. Now, those extra 2 years, even if you buy out 2 years of his free agency, like, it's not worth the risk. I understand that, and it's also a moot point what I'm saying until they win, because Paul Skeens wants to win. He's not going to give up 2 of his prime earning years, 2 of the prime years of his career in a situation if he doesn't think he wants to win, or he doesn't think he's going to be able to win here, and I don't blame him for that.
So when is is this money ever going to be, I don't know, I don't even know what word to put to this, Jason. Sorry, I'm trying to give you the best word to it. I'm not trying to be fancy words here, but it is what it is. When are they going to examine? When are they going to audit? When is this team going to be looked at from a standpoint of, okay, yes, money made, all that? Is it public knowledge? I don't know. Is it something that I just don't understand? I don't get. I mean, Mayor Richard Caligiuri saved this team years ago when I was a young kid. Growing up, I'm 54 now, and I moved away 30 years ago in Pittsburgh. I watch every darn game, whether it's on DVR, as they say, tape, whatever. Having to fast forward, get to the game when I get home after it's already been over. I keep my cell phone turned off so people don't text me. But, it's like there is fans out there that are 100% all the time. Then there's fair weather. There's people in sportscasting and journalists that it's so befuddling. When is it going to be looked at in a more – is there something the league can do with this? Is this – I know maybe you've talked about that before.
I'll talk about it now again. Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate it, man. Get back to work. I'll appreciate the call, and I'm happy to weigh in on this because it's something I guess a lot of fans don't understand. And the Pirates are a private business. The Pirates are a private business who rent the public facility, and you can hate that deal all you want, and that's fine. They pay rent to the Sports and Exhibition Authority, and so no, there's nothing local politicians can do. It's no different than can they tap into the finances of a local business that operates downtown. They could publicly pressure them, sure. Oftentimes that doesn't happen. Former Mayor Bill Peduto, I've had this conversation with him. He likens it to I can't, start jacking up Giant Eagle because I dislike how much they charge for eggs. That's sort of the same thing. Major League Baseball has a third-party accounting firm that audits financial documents. They're the only ones with true access to the Pirates' books. Because they're a private company, we can only go so far. At the Post-Gazette, we filed a bunch of Freedom of Information requests to examine their finances as far as any outside entity can. And what that leads to is money made at the ballpark. And so it's a tricky proposition to just look at money made at the ballpark because of all of the ancillary streams of income that Major League Baseball teams get. And you can compare that to payroll, but it's not a direct or accurate comparison. There are 2 schools of thought with the Pirates, that they're not making a lot of money. You probably saw a report in DKPittsburghSports.com that they're actually losing money. And then you see other people alleging that they're making money hand over fist. I'm not interested in wading into other people's reporting because I'm not intimately involved. I will speak from my own understanding and what I know being around the team. I've been around the team in a pretty close fashion. I know quite a few people over there. I've had conversations with a lot of people within the Pirates in Major League Baseball. I do not think they're making money hand over fist. I don't think the Pirates are rolling in it. If the Pirates were pocketing money, and that's, I think, what our caller was alleging here, I mean, those documents are audited by by a third party. Those people are privy to it, and Major League Baseball is privy to it. Some of the stuff you see out there about Bob Nightingale saying other owners have seen this, that the Pirates are stealing money. They must have done some really wacky stuff because other owners are not privy to the Pirates' books, just like the Pirates are not privy to other owners' books. And I have a feeling that a bunch of basically old white dudes with a lot of money are sharing financial information. I don't think that's happening. I think what it is a perception. People don't like the way the Pirates operate. They want them to spend more on major league players. I want them to spend more on major league players. The Pirates allege and choose that they want to spend their money on other things, on processes, on coaching, on scouting, on development, on tech, on all this other stuff that they think benefits them more than spending on major league players. Where I come down on it is they haven't done a good enough job spending on whatever they're spending on. If they're buying 4 million Rapsodos with their money, it's been the wrong choice. Sometimes it's better to buy a player. And that was my point to the caller earlier, where you look at Tommy Pham plus Adam Frazier plus a bunch on analytics. Just buy a first baseman. And can Major League Baseball do anything? Think about it this way. If Rob Manfred and Major League Baseball decide to barge into PNC Park and say, show me your books, which they've already seen, by the way, but if they want to start jacking up the Pirates over money spent, don't they have to do things to the Rays? Don't they have to do things to the Guardians? Don't they have to do things to the Baltimore Orioles? Now, the Orioles are spending more because they've drafted well and brought guys up, and they've decided to spend, which they should. And you would hope the Pirates, if they can actually draft well and develop well and obtain talent and get something worth spending money on, that they'd do the same. The problem is they haven't done the underbelly of a small market team. All of these things that I'm mentioning, they haven't done that well enough. And that's not defending them. Again, that's just taking a realistic look. If you investigate the Pirates, don't you have to investigate teams that spend less than they do? And it's also not all about spending. Yes, I'd like to see the Pirates spend more money. You would too. I'd also like to see the Pirates make intelligent decisions when it comes to drafting and developing and how to do all the small market things better. They haven't done that well enough. Joe in Orlando has some Steelers thoughts. What's up, Joe?
Hey, what's up, Jason? I actually have thoughts on the Pirates, too, real quick after I'm done based upon the previous caller and what you said. And what I'm going to say is not groundbreaking by any means, but when you look at the Steelers, especially over the last 10 years, it always comes back to one common denominator, which is Mike Tomlin. And if you go back to when he was hired, I believe Mike Tomlin played football at William & Mary. Am I correct?
Yes.
And he spent 1 or 2 years with Tony Dungy, either in Minnesota, Tampa, or both. I believe he was an assistant, and then he was a defensive coordinator for a year. Am I correct?
Yes.
So at the end of the day, Mike Tomlin played at a okay program, was under Tony Dungy for a year or two in terms of that's how he learned the NFL game. And the reality is this. Mike Tomlin, and I don't mean to disparage the man, but we've all taken whoever's opinion it is, whether it's the Rooneys, whoever hired him at that time, I can't remember who was there, that he's just this awesome NFL coach. He's not. I could go down a list from coordinators to strategy to schemes to players, and it always comes back to one guy, and that's just Mike Tomlin. That's why the Steelers are where they're at. Why there's such a conventional wisdom that he's this football whiz. He's not. The guy can't even manage the clock, let alone manage a game, right? He's just never proven he can effectively do that. And after a while, I'm transplanted. I'm in Orlando, and when at the house, we always have sports talk on because we love Pittsburgh sports talk. But, gosh, I'm so sick of hearing about all the things that the Steelers go. It's just him. It's just simply him. And then,
all right, Joe, I'm going to cut you off there. You're unhappy with Mike Tomlin. I have discerned that much.
Yeah, so can I real quick say about the Pirates?
Yep.
So the Bucks, listen, you hit the nail right on the head where they decide to spend their money. You mentioned Baltimore. Guess what? Baltimore's struggling. Baseball is a really hard sport. You know that. You played. You look at the players, they actually, Paul Skeens, in my opinion, even though his is very highly sought after, he's spot on. They're not as far as people think. You're starting to see some things happen with Don Kelly, that they got some fire in their belly, right? And guys like Nick Gonzalez rub off on other guys. What he did last night, and they come back against the Phillies, which, by the way, have a very nice team, the Pirates are not as far off as we think. And spending money, as you just suggested, doesn't mean you're going to solve all those problems. You need great baseball guys and gritty kids to win games, and Pirates have a few of those. You wait. They're going to turn the corner.
All right, Joe, thank you for the call. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I don't disagree with a lot of what Joe's saying. I mean, I understand Mike Tomlin is the common denominator. People love calling in here with that take. I certainly get it. And he's making another decision on Aaron Rodgers that could or could not work. I don't know. I don't know where we're going, though, complaining about Mike Tomlin. I'm not defending it. I just, we've heard that one before. The Pirates are closer than I think people realize. We heard Paul Skeens talk about it, certainly. Want to get to one more call, Joe in Mount Lebanon, and then I got to get to a break. I've already Starkeyed this hour. I'm sorry, Joel. We do have to get to some promised commercials, though. But Joe in Mount Lebanon wants to talk about the Pirates' money. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Jason, real quick. I disagree with you on Forbes has done studies, and you can decipher pretty much what the Pirates' revenue is based on attendance, based on other TV contracts, and concession money. And you know what their major league contracts are, and then there are other ancillary expenses. But to me, there's ample reason or ample ability for them to spend another $30 million in payroll. No one's asking them to spend $150 million a year, but be in that ballpark range of $100 to $110 million, and they have consistently not done that. Their payroll in 2016, I believe, was $72 million, and 8 years later, or 9 years later, because it's a 25 season now, their payroll is only $75 million, and the TV rights have kept going up. And Nutting, he budgets his money on what his bottom line has to be for their net income. And I can understand that. But he's still, in my opinion, pocketing too much money. And if they disagree with me, tell them to open up the books and prove us wrong.
I have told them that
they won't show you. And they won't show you.
Yep.
They'll tell you, but they won't show you.
I agree.
That says it all right there.
Yep.
If they have nothing to hide and they're telling the full truth, then they should open up their books. No one begrudges Bob Nutting making $20 or $30 million a year on his investment, 10%. No one's begrudging him that. But to sit there and for him to rake in $50, $60 million a year when he had put in a total of probably $200 million on his investment, which is now worth a minimum of $1 billion, upwards to 1.3 to 1.5 by a lot of estimates, is ridiculous in my mind. And the people here are starving. I've been a Pirate fan since 1960. I was in first grade. I ran home from school, went to Catholic school. The nuns let us listen to the game, the World Series during class. And I ran home, and I saw Mazeroski hit that home run in 60. I've been a Pirate fan that long, and I'll tell you what, it's disheartening to say the least. The 60s, they had some really good teams. They had some mediocre teams and a couple of below average. The 70s were great. The 80s were up and down. The 90s had a couple good years. And since then, you've had 4 winning seasons in 33 years. 4 years above 500 baseball in 33 years. And the fans are still, in my opinion, supporting them. Now, last year, I went to only 4 games. This year, my wife loves baseball, but maybe more than me. And I told her I'll only go to 1 or 2, and I haven't gone yet this year. And I'm cutting back, and I'm only going because she loves to go. And as soon as he's willing to put some money up, I'm willing to go to more games and go to 8, 10, 12 games a year. And that's the way with almost all the fans. He can put $2.5 million people in that seats with a competitive team, and those players will pay for themselves just about. Two bats at $12 to $15 million a year is all this team needs. That's all they need. To piggyback on your prior caller, their pitching is outstanding, and all they need is an average offense, and they're a playoff team. And not only a playoff team, but a division contender. So, I'm very disheartened by what he's doing. And I know he does a lot of charitable work, and I give him credit for that with his Field of Dreams. And I understand that he's doing a lot of good things too. But we're dying out here for a decent baseball team. Dying. Thank you for hearing me out.
All right. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate the call, man. Yeah, I don't disagree with what Joe's saying. I mean, 2 bats at $12 million a year or something like that. I mean, that's yes, you should. Those are simple truths with the Pirates. I mean, there was an example of that this past offseason. Paul Goldschmidt got, I think, $12.5 million from the Yankees. And the Pirates, they spent $12.5 million on offseason additions. I'm putting air quotes there because we're looking at Tommy Pham, we're looking at Adam Frazier, and we're looking at a bunch of money dumped into analytics by Paul Goldschmidt. What's wrong with that? He's having a really good year. You had a need at first base. Just imagine if they would have signed Paul Goldschmidt, you don't have to trade Luis Ortiz, then all of a sudden you've gotten a lot better. Your rotation's really, really good. And the problem with Paul Goldschmidt, if you get $12.5 million from the Yankees or $12.5 million for the Pirates, of course he's going to go to the Yankees. That's a silly question. Give him a second year. Take a bit of a gamble. That's what they did on Russell Martin. You have to overpay and give people something that other teams aren't going to give you because you're the Pirates. But you get here and you get somebody on a multiple-year contract, which this regime hasn't done. You can't just 1 year everybody. Give multiple years. Fix your problems, spend a moderate amount of money, you start winning, a bunch of people start showing up, all of a sudden, you have more money to spend. You win more games, more people show up, you have more money to spend. That's exactly what I'm saying. If you draft, develop, do the small market stuff well, you win, it's always going to be about internal improvement. And then more people show up and you have more money to spend. It's amazing how that works. Fan Weather is brought to you by Myers Law Group, Pittsburgh's choice for affordable legal solutions. Cloudy skies and temperatures in the 80s. There's less chance of a delay for the Buccos, thankfully, unlike the past 2 nights. But you should be mindful of air quality conditions today. So, like I said, I Starkeyed the hour. We have to get to a break here. I'm sorry, we're way past it. Joel is going to work his magic on the other side of the glass. And when we come back, more Buccos talk, more calls, a little bit more on Aaron Rodgers, plus an awesome college sports story I want to talk about that is now taking place today here on a Saturday afternoon on The Fan with Jason Mackey at Sports Radio 93.7.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan gets your day started with the latest in Pittsburgh sports with the Fan Morning Show with Doran Dickerson and Adam Crowley. Weekdays 5:40 to 10. Presented by Guardian Protection on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Pirates and Phillies just over 2 hours from now, 4:05 from PNC Park. It's right here on The Fan with pregame coverage at 3:10, presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Andrew Heaney set to take on Ranger Suarez. For more, get to 937thefan.com. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Thank you to our friends Zach Storff and Rob Weaver at Keystone Custom Apparel for their donations to the 5-Alarm Marathon and the shirts they made. If you missed your chance to get one, they're keeping their shop open on their website through Sunday at midnight. Go to KeystoneCustomApparel.com. All proceeds benefit our local volunteer fire departments. Just visit KeystoneCustomApparel.com. And thanks from Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Text us on the Edgar Snyder & Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder & Associates reminds you to text responsibly.
SchultzFord.com.
SchultzFord.com. SchultzFord.com. SchultzFord.com.
Why wait weeks or even months to service your vehicle? Introducing Car Care Express at Mike Hamlin Hyundai in Greensburg. Servicing almost every make and model. No appointment necessary. Come in today. Is your check engine light on? Come in today. Oil changes, brake and tire service, filters, fans, belts, fluids, you name it. Our technicians are ready to service your vehicle today. Plus, new Hyundai owners receive complimentary maintenance. No appointment necessary. No phone call needed. Service your vehicle today with Car Care Express at Mike Hamlin Hyundai in Greensburg.
This is Chris Muller. Guys need a workhorse pair of golf shorts. That's why Rookline crafted the Malta Short, a superior blend of performance and comfort. They're built from Burr fabric, which has cooling minerals woven directly into each fiber. Breathable, moisture-wicking, and made with just the right amount of stretch in the waistband. These shorts are made to last. No gimmicks, no logos yelling at you, just clean design and guaranteed delivery. That's Rookline. Feel the difference and use the code CHRIS25 for 25% off your first order.
Need legal help without the high price tag? Turn to Myers Law Group, Pittsburgh's choice for affordable legal solutions. Myers Law Group provides concierge legal solutions from family law to criminal defense, estate planning, and personal injury. Their experienced attorneys have you covered. Clear guidance, fair pricing, real results. Call Myers Law Group today, 724-778-8800, or visit jpmyerslaw.com, because justice shouldn't come at a premium.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on OpenSignal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Spring is in the air, and it's time to breathe new life into your home. Prepare your property for the warmer weather with 84 Lumber. As your one-stop destination for quality materials and unbeatable service, 84 Lumber is here to guide you every step of the way. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional builder, 84 Lumber's knowledgeable team has you covered to transform your space into an outdoor oasis. 84 Lumber has 14 locations in the Pittsburgh area, and they are open on Saturdays. Don't wait. Spring into action and visit 84lumber.com to find the store nearest you and get a quote today.
No matter what you're looking for in a non-alcoholic beer, there's only one name that has it all. Athletic Brewing Company. Full flavor, huge variety. It's Athletic Brewing Company non-alcoholic beers. Ask for it at your favorite beer retailer. Visit askforathletic.com to find your closest retailer today.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Summer savings are here at Going Gone by Dick's Sporting Goods. Score up to 70% off styles from top brands like Nike, Adidas, Jordan, Kalia, and more. Discover new markdowns and arrivals every week. Hurry in and save big on summer styles at your Going Gone.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
It's getting hot. Cohen Markets now has spicy, fresh chicken tenders and mega bites, all hand breaded in store for all you heat lovers out there. Visit your local Cohen Kitchen site today and see if you can handle the heat. Cohen Markets, your fulfilling station.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text SCHOOL to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text SCHOOL to 323232 right now. Text SCHOOL to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's SCHOOL to 323232. Text SCHOOL to 323232 now.
Hey, it's Crowley here for Window Nation. Beat the heat with Window Nation's semi-annual sale. Buy 4 windows, get 4 windows free, and a free entry door when you mention my name, Adam Crowley of 93.7 The Fan, and you purchase a house full of windows. Plus, no money down, no interest, no monthly payments until 2027. That's a whole lot of savings and a super smart investment when prices are going up. Their windows also come with a lifetime warranty, so you'll keep saving long into the future. Hurry, sale ends soon, so don't wait to get your estimate. Call 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com.
Orchestrate your network with Armstrong Business Solutions. From small or mid-size all the way up to enterprise, we have the tools to help you operate more efficiently, securely, and with peace of mind. Synchronize your connectivity across locations with SD-WAN. Get end-to-end network security that proactively monitors for threats and data management to ensure it's always available and protected. Armstrong Business Solutions has the tools to help you conduct business without missing a beat. Visit ArmstrongOneWire.com/business.
Charles Leach, providing insurance solutions. Call 888-CP-LEACH.
Hi, my name is Lisa Goth. I'm with Charles P. Leach Agency, located in New Bethlehem, and a secondary location in Slippery Rock, Cassidy Insurance Group. We have a full array of companies we work with for your home and auto. What's important about that? We do all the shopping for you. We also review our customers as they come up for renewal, and we take a look at what's going on in the marketplace. That's kind of the nice part about working with an independent agent, which is who we are. We are risk managers. We're consultants. Calling us and having us do some proposals for you doesn't cost you anything. And all you have to do is call one number. It takes care of all of that. 888-CP-LEACH, L-E-A-C-H.
Charles Leach, providing insurance solutions. Call 888-CP-LEACH.
Hey Kenny Chesney fans, Verizon is giving you and a guest a chance to win a trip to see Kenny Chesney play at the Sphere in Las Vegas on June 21st. That's you and a guest under the spectacular dome of the Sphere watching Kenny Chesney perform live. Plus, there's never been a better time to visit Verizon. Come check out their huge selection of phones, home internet, and so much more. From shopping to support and everything in between, it's your one-stop shop to get it all. Kick off summer the right way with Verizon and Kenny Chesney. One winner and a guest will win airfare, hotel, and tickets to see this unforgettable concert experience. Hurry to select Pittsburgh Verizon locations before June 11th for your chance to enter. Plus, learn more about our great deals on our best phones and plans for the entire family.
No purchase or payment necessary to enter or win. Must be a legal U.S. resident of Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, or Pennsylvania, age 21 years or older to enter. Enter now through June 11th. Void where prohibited. Sponsored by Verizon. For official rules and full details or to enter, visit Odyssey.com/sphere.
Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com. Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
All right, Joel Nelson for Fan Headlines. Pirates today take on the Phillies at 4:05 from PNC Park. It's right here on the Fan with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show with Nancy and Grilly beginning at 3:10. For more, go to 937thefan.com. Right now, it's hour number 2 with Jason Mackey.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com.
And welcome back to Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, a Saturday afternoon with Jason Mackey. Appreciate that, Joel. We'll get back out to the phone lines for one call. Mike in Newcastle has some thoughts on the Pirates, but first, I want to tell you the fan text line is brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. Fan Twitter, it's brought to you by South Hills Kia in Peters Township. You can visit them at southhillskia.net. The conversation we're having at present involves the Pirates. It involves Paul Skeens believing that he can win here. I mostly agree with him. I do think the Pirates can win. Obviously, they need to make some hard decisions. Get into those in a little bit. Mike in Newcastle, what's up, man? You're on the Fan.
Well, I know one thing that would really help. I think we finally figured out how to use Henry Davis. Just start another catcher and insert him into the game partway through. That seems to be working so far.
Need an opener. An opener behind the plate.
Catcher. Yeah, because last time Henry gives us a home run and a double, and his bat just looks different, and that's why we clamor for it, because we know that's what we truly need to win, a good hard drive lightning bat that can generate some power and is game-changing, and he has that. I just don't know why he can't more consistently do it.
Yeah, it's a valid point. He was 0 for 13 in 4 games prior to last night, was hitting 400 in the 6 before that. It's been up and down with Henry. My belief is they need to keep playing him, ride this out, and just give him the experience. And I think that's what they're going to do, at least until Joey Bart gets back. And even when Joey Bart does get back, I think it behooves them to continue playing Henry Davis. I don't have a good answer on why it's been so up and down, but and I don't think they're going to use an opener strategy, Mike, but points for the suggestion. I like that.
Oh, yeah, and another thing is I know everyone's hearing the Brian Hayes trade rumors. I want them to be very careful. I know he's not offensively produced how we want to, but he does do some elite, and his contract's not that big. If we had a more deeper lineup, he's more appropriate to hit in the bottom third because he gives you a single game or a walk a game, an elite defense, and that's something because I hate to trade him because we don't have a succession plan and we don't have a replacement for him. I remember when the Pirates years ago traded Ramirez and there was a hole for a while. They brought in Chris Steins, and that was horrible. I just don't want to see that again. So I don't want him traded unless they have a legit replacement and it's something they legit need, not just to get him off the books. What do you think, Jason?
I disagree with you, Mike. I would trade Brian Hayes the moment I got an offer. I don't agree with you. You know, his impact on a game is so minimal offensively that if I found another team, and Brian Hayes, frankly, would make sense for a team with more offense. Like if I'm the New York Yankees and I can add Gold Glove defense to third base for $7 million, that's a trade I'm willing to make. But if I'm the Pirates, I need that player to hit something. I don't care if he plays Gold Glove defense. I need the offense. I just think it's a decent player and a wrong fit.
Oh, and I think we're both in agreement. He is a bottom third of the lineup hitter. The problem is with this, they need to force him up to hit 4, 5, and 6 too much. And he just, whether what he says about the back, we know he just doesn't have the power to do it right now, and that's the big problem. But if he can be in the right situation, I think he can thrive as a player.
Cool. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate the call. Brian Hayes, if you're making $7 million a year, I'm sorry, I need some offense there. I need an OPS that starts with a 7, especially from a corner infield spot. He's a tremendous defender. I'm not taking anything away from him. It's just if I'm the Pirates, I would spend money differently. I would be looking to improve the offense. I can live with a little bit of defensive. Give me average defense. Give me average defense, and that's fine. But if I get some above-average offense, I'd make that trade. Carl in New Kensington wants to talk about the Pirates and spending. What's up, Carl?
Hey, what's up, Jason?
Not too much, man.
I was just calling real quick because I was responding to a few callers ago that said, spending doesn't really matter. Do you have a subscription to The Athletic at all?
I don't.
Okay, well, The Athletic had, a chart that came out, about a month ago, and they did, a 5-year sample size. They basically did spending over 5 years and how many wins you got over 5 years. And it was almost completely linear, with the exception of, the only team that spent money that didn't win was the Angels, and then there was 4 teams that didn't spend money but they won. It was the Brewers, the Rays, and a couple other teams. But
the Guardians probably in there, yeah.
Yeah, the Guardians. But so there's only 5 teams that are outside of that linear like linear regression, so it does matter like what you spend and the wins that you get per year. So
yeah, Carl, I don't know what you heard. I don't know who said that spending was irrelevant.
I think one of the callers said something like, "Oh, we have a new manager now, and we're closer than you think." When I'm like, "Yeah, we're not that close." I mean, unless the owner wants to spend money, I mean, we're not that close.
But I don't think they have to spend money. I mean, I'd like to see them spend money. I guess you're hearing that as like spending doesn't matter, and you shouldn't. I mean, spending matters. They have to spend money. They should spend more than they are. Please understand that. That's what I'm saying. But I'm also saying they need to do the things that are, a small market team does do. They have available avenues to get better that they're not taking advantage of with drafting, development, finding players, etc.
I guess the last thing was, I guess when the Pirates did have like their 3-year stretch when they were decent, making the playoffs. But you had like the Kansas City Royals in the same market. And that owner actually spent money to like $150 million, and they won the World Series.
Yes.
But then every single year, Nutting actually cut back the expenses. I believe like the first year we started at like $105 million, and by the third year we were down to like $85 million. And he said he was going to spend money if we were winning, and he literally didn't do that. And it's hard to trust his ownership with anything when it comes to that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I got.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate the call. I don't understand. Let me say it this way. I don't blame you for being upset. I don't blame you for looking at that and saying, I want the payroll to be higher. It's a fair take. I don't have anything to say. That puts me in a position where it seems like I'm defending it. I'm not. But I mean, that can be true. And it can also be true that the trades the Pirates have made haven't been good enough. The Pirates haven't gotten enough talent internationally. They haven't drafted well enough. They haven't done a good enough job in free agency. All of that is true as well. What is more likely? A small market team to draft, develop, find players, trade well, do all of these things, or do we suddenly think the Pirates are going to change their ways when it comes to spending? Either because they can't or they won't. That's a separate discussion. What I'm saying is what they have good starting pitching. There's the makings of a good bullpen. There's not nearly enough offense, and there are some decisions that they're going to have to make and going to have to make soon. They need to be a better small market team. If you look at the Brewers, and again, I'll go back to something that this was 2019 into 2020. It was the offseasons when they were deciding on Ben Cherington. Matt Arnold was the other guy they were looking at. Matt Arnold came from the Rays and the Brewers. He's used to doing this sort of stuff. If you look at the record of stuff that Matt Arnold has done over the past 5-6 years, it'll make you want to puke because they're right, smart, logical moves that have been made to improve the Brewers. Exactly things that the Pirates should be doing, finding pitchers out of nowhere. You trade one guy that people might scream about, but you bring back so much more that in a couple years it doesn't really matter. Winning trades, players that they sign, players that they bring in here, keeping them, etc. It should be possible. But all of that is built upon being a smarter small market team, and the Pirates haven't done that. It's why I don't understand what they're doing with the general manager. And I've said this before, but I'll repeat it now because it's worth repeating. It's a big part of how the Pirates get good again. I understand what Paul Skeens is saying. We're close. I don't think that they're that far away either. They have some good things in place. And Ben Cherington and other people should get credit for them, of course. They drafted Bubba Chandler. Looks like Bubba Chandler is going to be very good. They put together a young starting pitching staff. Looks like it should be very good. It's not a shutout. Like, he scored a couple goals. Okay. But it's still like a 3 or 4 goal deficit if we want to put this in hockey terms, if not more. Because of the offense, because of stuff they haven't done. Look around the field. How many reliable bats did the Pirates have? 2, 3? Not nearly enough. The offense continues to be a problem. You can look at their draft. Right now, 2020, 2021, 2022, what discernible level of talent have the Pirates mined from that? You maybe have a reliever in Carmen Mlodzinski, who right now is a starter in AAA for God knows what reason. You have Nick Gonzalez, who's been a .7 WAR player, according to Baseball Reference, throughout his career. You have Henry Davis, who's a negative WAR and a half player, negative 1.5 WAR over his career. You know, and I'd like to think these guys are going to pan out, but right now you have to evaluate them based on what they've shown you. And it's been long enough. These are important drafts. We're talking about 2020, 21, 22. There's enough time. I'm not expecting Tamar Johnson to be in the major leagues and contributing right now. That's asking too much. He was an 18-year-old kid. You have to give him time to develop. Connor Griffin's been really exciting, but he's still in the minors. The best we can hope for him is to get to high A Greensboro. Those aren't guys that are going to help the major league club. Right now, the major league club should be more reliant on young guys that they've gotten back. And again, I've used this example a lot, but look at the position players that they've had hope for, they've traded for, and they've been flops. Kanan Smith and Jigba, Liover Peguero, even Jared Triolo. He was a draft pick, actually, of the Neil Huntington era, but he hasn't panned out as a hitter. Jack Sawinski, Tucupita Marcano, who's now banned from baseball. They've had a lot of guys, and I'm leaving that's not a comprehensive list. And Andy Rodriguez, I hope his elbow's okay, but he's somebody they had a lot of hope for, hasn't been able to translate it to the major leagues, at least at the plate. And you're going to have a lot of misses there. Like, trying to solve that problem, it's not 100%, but, you trade Josh Bell for Will Crow and Eddie Yean. Will Crow's out of Major League Baseball at the moment. Eddie Yean is a reliever in the minors who may come up here. But, we're talking about trading an all-star pretty much in his prime. What did they get back for Joe Musgrove? What did they get back for Jamison Tyone? What did they get back for Starling Marte? You made all these trades to try to fuel a rebuild, and it hasn't worked. It hasn't been good enough. You've had premium draft picks. They spent a lot of money trying to advance things in their Dominican Academy. I do believe that's an area that they care about, but has that netted enough? No, it hasn't. And so, yes, I'd like to see the Pirates' payroll get larger, certainly. No objections there, and it's important, and it reduces your margin of error and all those typical things. But it's also important to talk about the other stuff, the fundamentals of a good small market team. All right, I'm going to move along because I have some other stuff to get to before 3:10. That's when Dan Zangrilli and the North Shore Tavern leadoff show will take over. I do want to flesh out the Aaron Rodgers stuff because it's starting to trickle out on social media. Not only his contract details, which is basically $10 million guaranteed, plus about $5 million in available incentives. The total package is just under about $20 million. That's according to Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, who tweeted that just a little bit ago. Totally a team-friendly deal for Aaron Rodgers. I do give Rodgers credit. He said on the Pat McAfee show he'd play for 10 M's, I think is how he phrased it, and that's about what it is. Aaron Rodgers was on the South Side this morning. I was having some fun with this. Joel, did you see he didn't have the AirPods in? Again, he had the old-school wired headphones. What are we doing here? Can I get the man some AirPods?
I guess so, yeah.
So Rodgers, it seemingly he has left the facility, by the way, so I don't know if he's going to go, stop by Permanis and the Strip or go do a tour of Pittsburgh or try to learn how to merge at a very high rate of speed. I don't know what he's going to do, but Aaron Rodgers is here. We'll hear from him on Tuesday after the first session of Steelers mandatory minicamp at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex. Excited to hear that. The interesting thing about Rodgers and the Steelers is I don't think it really changes much in terms of where they fit in the AFC. I went through this. Would you prefer the Steelers quarterback situation or insert Team X, their quarterback situation? And it's about split. Here's what I came up with. Teams that I would rather have the Steelers quarterback situation than in the AFC. I can reliably list or confidently list the Dolphins, Jets, Patriots, Browns, Colts, Titans, and Raiders. I'll take Rodgers over Geno Smith. I'll take him over Tua, primarily because of my concern over the head injuries. I do think he's going to be more productive than Justin Fields. That could be a push. I could see how somebody might argue that. I don't think the other ones are as debatable. I would rather have Rodgers than the Patriots, Browns, Colts, Titans, their quarterback situations. But that's still only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. You can say still, and this is true with Rodgers or Rudolph, and it's just reality, they probably have a worse quarterback situation than the Bills, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Texans, the Jaguars, the Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos. A few of those aren't debatable. Maybe you want to argue over C.J. Stroud. I wouldn't. I'd still take Stroud. Maybe you want to argue over Trevor Lawrence. I think I'd still take Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, Mahomes, Justin Herbert. I don't think anybody's going to make that case, and I would take Bo Nix over Aaron Rodgers. That puts the Steelers 9th in the AFC when it comes to quarterbacks. If you want to get to the playoffs, just doing simple math here, you got to get within the top 7, right? I don't know if the Steelers have a quarterback situation that's in the top 7 of the AFC. They're going to need something to surprise. They're going to need other parts of the team to improve. And so for me, the ceiling with Aaron Rodgers is 11-6 and a playoff win. Now, I do think that would ease some of the heat on Mike Tomlin, on the Steelers. I think at the end of that, people would be reasonably encouraged. I also wonder what that means after the season. You know, at that point, that will do nothing more than raise hope a little bit, and then it all comes crashing down with a lousy pick in next year's draft. The floor? How bad can this get? I don't know. If Rodgers gets hurt, if he plays poorly, maybe both. Maybe Mason Rudolph comes in and plays poorly. I don't know. 5-12, 4-13, something like that. I also think it's important to talk about what happens next. And I teased this a little bit in my opening monologue. There's a pretty lengthy to-do list here. They have to get a number 2 wide receiver. I like DK Metcalf a lot at that number 1 spot. I like Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin III as depth options. Both can work in the slot. Outside if you have to. Roman Wilson's looked really good. I like Calvin Austin. I think he did some important stuff last season, but they can't be done. And I don't know what that means. Maybe that means trading for Alan Lazard. Maybe that means signing Keenan Allen via free agency. Maybe that means signing Gabe Davis. Tyler Boyd's another one who's out there who intrigues me. There's a bunch of different routes. And again, that's not a comprehensive list, but you have to figure out wide receiver 2. I also think it's important for Rodgers and Arthur Smith to get on the same page as far as what they're doing. I had a caller bring this up earlier about work in the middle of the field. The Steelers didn't do a good enough job of that last season. Part of that was Russell Wilson and his height and really how he's comported himself throughout his career. The Steelers have to take advantage of that. They have to leverage their tight ends more. They have to get the ball out quickly. You have a 41-year-old with limited mobility. I'm not looking for a bunch of 7-step drop, hang on to the ball, chuck it downfield. Quick rhythm passing. Take advantage of what Aaron Rodgers can do well. It's kind of obvious, but you also have to give Aaron Rodgers final editorial control over the offense, right? They didn't do that with Russell Wilson for God knows what reason. But you bring Aaron Rodgers in here, it has to be about Aaron Rodgers. And I think they know that. I'd hope they know that. You don't bring a guy like Rodgers in and tell him how to be. And even if you do, I don't think he's going to listen. So that's a part of it. Getting on the same page, allowing Aaron Rodgers to be Aaron Rodgers. And probably a sneaky important thing, it's not necessarily a player acquisition idea, but the offensive line has to be a heck of a lot better than it was last season. Broderick Jones at left tackle, I like it. Troy Fautanu back healthy. I think he's going to be a very good player. Interior of the line remains intact. But the offensive line has to be able to protect Aaron Rodgers. Otherwise, this is going to be short-circuited really quickly. So that's something I'm looking at and following as well. Going to hit another break. When we come back, I want to talk about a kid that I wrote about the Post-Gazette. His name's Jack Kartsonis, pitches for WVU. His story is really something else, and it takes us into a discussion about the evolution of pitchers and how we're coaching them these days, and I have some thoughts on that. We'll get to that shortly. It's a Saturday afternoon with Jason Mackey. I have about 20, 25 more minutes here with you. I'm going to enjoy every one of them. Don't go anywhere. It's Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. You listen to them every day. Now you can watch them too on the Fan Video Stream powered by Bowser. Catch your favorite 93.7 The Fan hosts live on the Fan Video Stream. Just hit up 937thefan.com. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
4:05 this afternoon, Pirates take on the Phillies, Game 2 of the series at PNC Park, and it's right here on The Fan with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show with Dan Zangrilli beginning at 3:10. For more, get to 937thefan.com. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan says thank you to everyone who supported our second annual Fan 5-Alarm Marathon, presented by Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. Your donations will assist at least 25 volunteer fire departments in our region. We also acknowledge some of our partners: Fast Rescue Solutions, the PA Market, John's Appliances, Target Freight Management, and People's Natural Gas. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1274. That's 800-587-1274. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1274. That's 800-587-1274 today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Professional soccer is back at Highmark Stadium in Station Square Saturday, June 7th, when the Riverhounds host Detroit City FC. The first 750 fans receive a limited edition stadium coaster. Halftime performance from Bucket Ruckus. Tickets start at $22 at riverhounds.com/tickets.
FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, is the best place to find all your favorite player props as we enter the conference finals here in hockey and basketball. You can make the smarter play with new performance trends. You want to see if a guy's hitting that over consistently, maybe flirting with a potential triple-double? Get the latest stats right inside the app and see who's heating up. Once the game starts, that's when things get interesting. You can combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. So if you don't already have FanDuel, it's not too late to get in on the action. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/Starkey, STARKEY, to join today. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Do you need new appliances right now? Shopping for kitchen and laundry appliances at Dawn's Appliances has never been easier. Dawn's has the Tri-State's largest in-stock inventory. Refrigerators, cooking and laundry appliances, and dishwashers from top brands like Whirlpool and Maytag. Order today, have it tomorrow. With a huge selection and guaranteed lowest prices, why shop anywhere else? Plus, nobody can beat their free next-day delivery. Visit Dawn'sAppliances.com. Where Pittsburgh shops for appliances.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from more than 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Injured? This is attorney Ed Shenderovich of Shenderovich and Fishman. Our fee is only 25%, and we guarantee we'll win your case or you pay nothing. So call us at 888-98-TWINS. We've got your back, not your wallet.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Good morning start at GetGo, especially when you save on fresh, made-to-order breakfast biscuits. Just 2 for $7 with your loyalty card. Customize your order with eggs, meat, cheese, and more served on fluffy biscuits. Order yours at any GetGo cafe and market. Or better yet, order on the GetGo app to get your day going even faster. 2 for $7 breakfast biscuits, only at GetGo Cafe and Market. Better. Believe it.
When you get hurt, you don't want to end up on the injured list. You want to get back in the game, stronger than ever. At Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, we fight for you, making sure big insurance doesn't throw you a curveball. With over $25 billion recovered, we're the home run hitters you need.
This is gone!
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Morgan & Morgan is responsible for this ad. John Morgan is licensed in Florida and Tennessee. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Crowley here. It's finally summer, warm weather, even a little bit of sunshine, and Hampton Beer Outlet is celebrating with your favorite summertime beer, Leinenkugel Summer Shandy. This weekend, Hampton Beer Outlet has Leinenkugel Summer Shandy 24-pack cans at the crazy low price of $24.99. Yes, not 12 packs, but a big old 24-pack, a Summer Shandy, just $24.99. So get to Hampton Beer Outlet to pick up Summer Shandy and all your favorite summer beers. Hampton Beer Outlet, Route 8 in Hampton.
Celebrate 20 years of unforgettable golf experiences at Moon Golf Club. They're under new management, rolling out exciting updates for you. Swing by the newly renovated Pro Shop where you'll find the latest in apparel, top-of-the-line equipment to elevate your game. Don't miss Moon Golf Club's freshly updated 19th hole featuring a mouth-watering new menu, perfect to end your round. Mark your calendars for July when they host the inaugural major at Moon Golf Club, a thrilling 3-day tournament you'll want to be a part of. Celebrate 20 years of golf, great food, and great times at Moon Golf Club.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hip Rob, the hit show that has sold out venues across Canada, America, and the United Kingdom, is coming to Pittsburgh with the Yes It's Real tour. Don't miss Hip Rob, starring Colin Mockery of Whose Line Is It Anyway? And renowned hypnotist Asad Mekki on November 9th at the Carnegie at Homestead Music Hall. The live show, which has been called hilarious and fascinating by Time Out New York, combines hypnosis and improv for a one-of-a-kind comedy experience. Hip Rob, November 9th Get reserved seats now at librarymusichall.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. 93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills.
And welcome back to a Saturday afternoon with Jason Mackey. It's been fun. This has gone fast. I can't believe we only have about 10 minutes left, but we're still going to enjoy them. Dan Zengrilli takes over in a little bit with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show ahead of the Pirates hosting the Phillies for Game 2 of their series. Heck of a win last night for the Buccos, by the way. Nick Gonzalez with the walk-off sacrifice fly. Good to see Nick back in the lineup. Henry Davis enters the game after Andy Rodriguez leaves with elbow discomfort, doubles, homers, more encouraging stuff. The Pirates' bullpen shined last night as well. Bailey Falter had a rare off night, but the bullpen definitely picked up the slack. And a chance to take the series today. How about that? And then you got Paul Skeens going on Sunday. The Pirates, man, they've been playing better baseball for sure. And you can't help but think it's maybe Donnie Kelly. It's a different vibe. It's a lot of things. Last night, Bob Walk joined Zengrilli on the postgame show and had some interesting stuff to say about Donnie Kelly and the type of manager that he is. And Joel, how did I remember you were digging into that. Was that like a several-minute thing? Like, how quickly do we have that? Minute 19. Let's give a listen to that because I want to react to it. I was going to just summate it, but I'd rather have you hear it correctly from Bob Walk and Dan Zengrilli. So if you have that clip, Joel, why don't you play that, and then we're going to talk about it.
Donnie's always compared to Leland because he's kind of the
protege kind of thing.
Yeah, the old what's the cliche, the coaching tree type thing.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi,
It's like okay,
Danielson.
And so I think that he'd be like, what does he do like Leland does, that sort of thing. But Brownie pointed this out, and it's like I thought it was a great observation. He's a bit of a mix of Leland and Tanner. And I thought about that, and I go, yeah, he's a lot like Tanner. The super positive attitude about things, and that's genuine too with him, just like it was with Tanner. And I think when it's not genuine, people see that and they don't like it, and it just doesn't. It's a different kind of a feel. With Tanner, it was. I mean, his heart was right there for everyone to see, and he was always like, "We're going to get this done. We're going to do this." He was. I don't know if I've ever been around a more positive person than Chuck, and I think that I see that same quality in Donnie.
So this was really, really, really good. I would encourage you to go back to the Odyssey app and check out the full interview. Again, Dan Zengrilli with Bob Walk, and Walkie's usually, the color commentator doing a postseason. Don't worry, I talk for a living, I swear. A post-game wrap-up with Dan. But so here, that was him talking about Tanner. They also got into a discussion about kind of the horns coming out with Donnie. When Donnie gets mad. And one of the things that Bob went on to say was that if you want to guarantee getting Donnie Kelly mad, sort of shortchange his players or shortchange his process. And my point here is what Donnie Kelly stands for, what he wants to do, how he's approached this job, how he's kind of let Major League Baseball know that he's going to behave. And that is an incredibly positive person who has earned his players' trust. And players in that clubhouse really, really like the guy. Obviously, he's knowledgeable. Maybe it's not necessarily coming from the Jim Leland tree. There's a little bit of Leland in there. There's a little bit of Gene Lamont in there. And there's a little bit of Chuck Tanner in there, which I didn't necessarily think about as much until hearing Bob articulate that. Bob went on to tell a story that I thought was fantastic. He was describing a conversation that he had with Donnie Kelly this past week. And Bob brought up some of the stuff that the Pirates were not doing well, which is true. The numbers bear that out. Like, you can't help but talk about some of this stuff, and it's critical because it hasn't been good enough. Donnie started to get mad. Donnie started to get, kind of show a different face to Bob. And this is, again, me regurgitating Bob's story, but I love that. I love that. Donnie Kelly's showing how much he believes in this, how much he believes in his guys, the lengths that he's willing to go to. He gets, sort of personally offended if it sounds like you're insulting them, which, of course, Walkie wasn't. Like, he's just talking about what's going on with the team, and it's reality that it hasn't been great. But I love the balance that Donnie Kelly has struck so far in his managerial tenure. It's exactly what the Pirates have needed. It's a breath of fresh air. It's balancing analytics and people and just creating a totally different vibe, set of expectations, all this stuff around the team. Really fun, really well done. You can see a change. They've already gotten to 12 wins under Donnie Kelly. Took a long time and a lot of losing to get there with Derek Shelton, and it's just been encouraging stuff from Kelly. So, again, would really much urge you to check that out with Dan Zangrilli. The last thing I wanted to talk about here was a column that I wrote, and just a kid in college baseball right now who deserves your attention, deserves anything, really. His name is Jack Cartsonis. He's a pitcher for West Virginia. He's from Fox Chapel. Played 2 years at Vincentian, 2 years at University Prep. Really didn't have much of a high school baseball career to speak of. And he's had a wild career path. Right now, as I look over my shoulder, West Virginia is playing LSU with a chance to go to the College World Series next couple of days if they take 2 or 3. And their Sunday starter is this kid, Jack Cartsonis. He's been the best pitcher on WVU's team, one of them. They've had a couple good pitchers. But the winding road that has led to this point is crazy. And so I'm going to try to summarize it as quickly as possible. Comes out of high school, goes to John Carroll. He was a smaller kid. He said he was about 5'5" as a sophomore. By the time he graduated, max 6'3", 175, was throwing in the low 80s. Okay, great. Division III baseball, right? So COVID hits. This was 2020. Gets sent home from John Carroll. Comes home, doesn't have anything to do. He's bored. He starts working out. He's running the Three Rivers Heritage Trail. Was like doing lunges in the Shady Side Academy football field, trying to build strength, just kind of going crazy with this stuff. Well, there's a college summer league that starts at that time. It's called the AAB Collegiate League around here for guys to get, sort of noticed coming out of COVID. So he starts pitching in this thing. He sees his velocity go from like 82, 83 to like 92, 93. Ends up transferring to Kent State. Pitches there for the season, hurts his shoulder. Gets rotator cuff surgery, tears his labrum, has to get it fixed. He returns in 2023, misses the entire 2022 season. So pitches well in 2023, comes back for 2024. Before the season, has a dry needling accident where he gets his ulnar nerve screwed up. As a result, ends up shredding his elbow. Has to get internal brace surgery, which is like, a Tommy John light. It's serious. Anyway, he doesn't think that he's ever going to pitch again. Gets surgery, comes back, says, you know what, I have to try. I have to do it. Winds up transferring to WVU. The result is Steve Sabins, the coach of the West Virginia Mountaineers, actually knows Chase Rowe and Josh Sharpless, a pitching coach he was working with. Anyway, there's some connections. Winds up at WVU. He starts out as a reliever, keeps pitching well. They've got some injuries. He's got an opportunity, and he just pitches his butt off. He's great. Winds up as their Sunday starter, their best starter. You've probably seen this guy. He's the dude with the ridiculous Fu Manchu mustache. You can't miss him. And he's pitched really, really well. This season, gone 6-3 with a 2.94 ERA, 19 games, 8 starts, 76 strikeouts, and 64 and change innings. All of a sudden, so a year ago at this time, this kid thought he was done with baseball. His parents thought he was done with baseball. He decided to give it one more go, and he's going to get drafted. Now he's going to get drafted off of a WVU team that could get to the College World Series and already has a program record for wins. It's awesome. Check it out, post-gazette.com. It teaches us a lot, in my opinion, about some guys are just late bloomers. Sometimes you have to have some patience. This road is crazy for all of us. We don't know how it's going to end. There's some applicability to the Pirates just when it seems really, really dark. Maybe it gets better. I don't know. I also like his pitching coach, Sharpless, and I was talking about he's a former Pirates reliever. You probably know the name, a Beaver County native. And one of the reasons that Cartsonis has pitched well, growing up working with this guy, he taught him how to pitch, taught him how to throw changeups, taught him how to change speeds. It wasn't all about overpowering guys or plyo balls or all this spin and complicated crap. No, He knew about pitching. And all of a sudden, when he got some health, when his body developed, he's able to put it all together. And it's cool to see Jack Kartsanis putting that together for West Virginia. Fan weather, it's brought to you by Myers Law Group, Pittsburgh's choice for affordable legal solutions. Cloudy skies and temperatures in the 80s. Less chance of a delay for the Buccos, thank goodness. Make sure to be mindful of air quality conditions today. That does it for me. Joel, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate your help.
Stuff as always, Jason.
Yes, sir. Dan Zangrelli in the North Shore Tavern leadoff show is next. I'm Jason Mackey. This has been a Saturday afternoon show. Keep it tuned here to Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Left-handers Andrew Heaney up against Ranger Suarez when the Pirates take on the Phillies at 4:05 from PNC Park. Second game of the series where the Pirates can win the series with a victory today. 3:10 is the North Shore Tavern leadoff show with Dan Zangrelli. For more, get to 937thefan.com. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Hey, it's Crowley here for Window Nation. Beat the heat with Window Nation's semi-annual sale. Buy 4 windows, get 4 windows free, and a free entry door when you mention my name, Adam Crowley of 93.7 The Fan, and you purchase a house full of windows. Plus, no money down, no interest, no monthly payments until 2027. That's a whole lot of savings and a super smart investment when prices are going up. Their windows also come with a lifetime warranty, so you'll keep saving long into the future. Hurry, sale ends soon, so don't wait to get your estimate. Call 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com.
The sun is out and you're ready. You got your sprinkler going, your mister with a little fan, and your cooler. All you need is something good and refreshing to pour over ice. Like a spritz with Aperol, Aperitivo, and Mionello Prosecco Brut from Fine Wine and Good Spirits. Mixed with sunshine, add soda water, a slice of orange, and you're good. The drink is good. The weather, good. June is good. Start summer off right at Fine Wine and Good Spirits. Please enjoy responsibly.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
Need legal help without the high price tag? Turn to Myers Law Group, Pittsburgh's choice for affordable legal solutions. Myers Law Group provides concierge legal solutions from family law to criminal defense, estate planning, and personal injury. Their experienced attorneys have you covered. Clear guidance, fair pricing, real results. Call Myers Law Group today, 724-778-8800, or visit jpmyerslaw.com, because justice shouldn't come at a premium.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9701. That's 800-507-9701. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills, maybe.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with XFi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and My Lowe's Pro Rewards members can save even